Previously on GAHCast.
And I have an imaginary rubber ducky somewhere. And anyways, we'll see you all
You
next
son
time.
of a bitch. Don't you fucking mention... Oh my god. Don't you fucking mention that. Holy shit. Don't you fucking dare mention this fucking thing. Give me 1 second. This motherfucker went in the meme section of Discord, and he calls me, and then I go back to the Discord eventually, and I look, and it defaults to memes. I don't know why, but this fucking thing exists. Why? Who the fuck makes these things?
Well, that just means that we have to get one for Alpaca.
Ah!
Now get ready for the time of your lives, cause you are now watching GAHCast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to GAHCast, the show Rubber Duckies are the Nightmare Alpaca now. I'm your host, HydroWave99, and I'm joined here today with FluufAlpaca. How are you today?
I am good. I just got like an encoder error, but I'm okay.
Woo! Alright. Please, that
I don't
hasn't happened plenty of times this show already.
Oh yeah, but anyways.
Yeah. So by the time this episode comes out, we've just gotten done with our mega episode of episode 23. A month in the making.
Yes. And I guess some time warp thing, I guess. I don't know.
Caused by by FluufAlpaca having sex with R0 Felix. Fun times there.
I don't want to be involved in this. Anyways, well, that was fun. Not really.
Yeah. So, Alpaca, between the recording of episode 23 and here, has anything else been new with you, or not much?
No. The car battery got frozen to death and then had to be like rebooted, I guess, or charged again. Jumped, basically.
That sucks.
I mean, nothing super big, but just life,
Yeah,
as we all have it.
I hear you. Yep. So, I mean, we still have quite a bit of news topics here to go through today. I mean, between more updates on the Activision Blizzard acquisition and a whole slew of things.
Yeah, certainly.
And more things about rubber duckies, too.
Yeah, because, as we all know, I don't know, as we all know, with Rubber Duck, comes parody. And with Rubber Duck, this exists. Thankfully, it's only an illusion.
You can actually buy this rubber duck, too. If you go on GameStop, they actually sell it on their website.
Yeah, certainly. And it's like, how much was it again?
It's like $15 or $16 for this special ducky, along with one of Metal Gear Solid, Snake.
That's something, I guess.
It's some fun rubber duckies.
Yeah. I mean, anyways,
I mean, Alpaca's gifted a rubber ducky too. He has one.
yeah, I have one in the chat. It's I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than not the one in the memes Discord though. The one in the private messages.
I mean, this is the one that.
But I did get like a wall. I did get a wallpaper like update on my desktop as well. And then, you know, so I mean that's all I've really been doing. But I mean the other thing is imagine a Hatsune Miku rubber duck, you know.
Yeah, this one over here especially. Which is not showing my TV screen because it kind of been a little slow. So I'm going to just disable that a little quick. And yeah, then we can get going on everything else that needs to get done here pretty soon. We do have some updates for, the GAHCast as a whole, in that we are currently in the works of expanding it to another platform.
Yes.
I will have a proper update as to when I'll have all my other peeps go check it out on that platform. But I've noticed that when I put the audio version of it on this platform, it already got another 50 downloads. Which was pretty cool to me, honestly. I didn't think it was going to be adopted that fast over there, so.
Oh yes, that's actually really interesting. It wasn't even announced, though hopefully it draws a bit more traffic, of course, like the attention you tried to divert to your background wallpaper on your TV, which is fucking terrifying. If only I noticed it sooner, just for anybody watching the video, just take a few steps back, a few minutes ago, and I only just caught on to this. The only reason that this fucking guy was, trying to divert attention to his camera and divert attention to the rubber duckies was because he knows something that I don't. He knows about this motherfucking thing.
Welcome to GAHCast. This is the rubber ducky episode.
Oh, yes. The rubber ducky episode where, bath time has never been more enjoyable.
No, it definitely is not as scary as you think.
It's definitely not as scary as a rubber ducky version of my avatar, which actually would fit the bill quite nicely. And in the background, I'm probably gonna try to make one of those, make it into a rubber ducky.
At least we didn't get a rubber ducky of someone else that we know.
Shut it.
That rubber ducky would be terrified.
That rubber ducky would be object evented and ejected.
it would have been sus and an imposter.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm going to get some news started over here. Some eager news. Some good old-fashioned news that the rubber ducks would have enjoyed.
No, they wouldn't have.
Okay, true. Rubber duckies would have probably been
Just
brain dead about it. But before we get to the news of this week, Alpaca,
Yeah.
tell us about this specific event that happened here.
Oh, the cyber attack thing.
Yeah, from North Korea.
Okay, so apparently there was like a there was an attack launched by what appears to be the Lazarus Group, a North Korean hacking group. They used Windows Update and GitHub to send it out. Now the thing is that this doesn't mean that if you updated Windows that you're doomed. Apparently it's against Lockheed Martin. I guess I personally I don't know much about them, but it was so Malwarebytes researchers and security engineers believe that it was from Lazarus because it was very similar to past attacks like WannaCry and similar stuff like that. It was specifically targeting people that were seeking like defense and aerospace parts of Lockheed Martin. It was branded with icons for that group and Northrop Grumman and Boeing. I wouldn't say that it's something to worry about too much, but they were they're basically mimicking what a document from that a document that would be attributed to those employment groups. So as far as I know, nothing to truly worry about. But it's more an attack on government type entities.
Right.
So nothing that we really have to worry about because they can handle it fine, I guess. But it was just something that I found out about and saw and it was like, this is a little bit important, This is just proof that, some people aren't really that, it's hard to trust sometimes, and the security flaw of leveraging Windows Update is a bit of a no-no for me, something that you trust, of course.
Right, and as we can see, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see how they run the whole hack here. That first they have the document, and which injects code into Fire Explorer that will then also trigger something within GitHub, and then from there it then drops this Windows Update config that will then trigger this application and then which also was Explorer also shoots it off into Runtime Broker, which then drops down the DLL, and then it goes to this WAUCLT.exe file, which then loops the whole process all over again.
Yeah, so interesting how, you know, it pulls it off, you know. It starts from a document, you know. It's the scariest thing. I know that there was like an embedding thing that I discovered, is that you can embed like files into images, I guess, which bit interesting.
Right. Imagine if Alpaca injected a letter saying to RE0, how much I've always loved you. Sincerely, FluufAlpaca. Into an image of a heart.
It's my spray bottle. Anyways, moving on.
All right, let's actually get to this week's news now.
Oh yeah, certainly not getting into any other news. That isn't. Anyways, oh yes, this big one. Oh my god. I have a meme photo of it. Let me just pull it up. 1 second. I created a meme that I sent to Hydrowave, and it's pretty much explains the thing. You can go ahead. I'm trying to find it.
Right, yeah. So there are numerous different acquisitions going on, and there's one in particular that happened this week that was very critical.
Yes, here it is.
There you go. I remember when we were first talking about this, and we were like, did we see that thing? Did we see that here? Did you see what happened here? He was like, first thing he responds, that meme.
Yep. I as soon as Hydrowave sent me that message, I literally went into Paint and just created that and just threw it together, and I was like, this explains things perfectly.
Right.
At least as far as I believe, hey, you just bought the people that, we had to deal with. And then, hey, now we're going to buy the people that made you famous, Mr. Master Chief son. And then, it was like, I don't know. It was like it was like holding ransom the person that created something, but didn't own the rights to it, so it didn't even really matter though. But I don't think it was malicious, the acquisition. I don't think it was like a revenge or anything. But there was that. Of course.
Right.
But kick it off.
Of course, as we've been alluding to now, Bungie was bought out by PlayStation.
Whoop. I guess that's okay. Whoop. Sorry.
For $3.6 billion.
Oh, wow. That's like not even a fraction of what Microsoft purchased Activision for.
No, I believe then again, Bethesda, I forgot how much was Bethesda, I think $3.8 billion. I forgot, but it was definitely more in line with what Bethesda was worth.
Yeah.
So,
but, what does this entail, though?
So the thing is that right off the bat, they mentioned this. First off, I want to be very clear to the community that Bungie will remain an independent and multi-platform studio and publisher. So they're not going to make Destiny 3 exclusive or anything. They're just going to leave them practically alone.
Okay.
And also they mentioned that they're also hoping that they just want... So pretty much what their reasoning is for buying it, based off what we see here, is that they want to use Bungie to help Sony develop service-based games. They want the people and the technology, mostly.
Okay.
So, if you could take a look here, you can even say, I am absolutely thrilled to announce a new member will be joining the PlayStation family. I've been a fan of Bungie for many years. I admire and enjoyed the games that they create and have great respect for their skill in building worlds that gamers want to explore again and again. Bungie makes games with outstanding technology that are enormously fun to play. They also have unmatched dedication to communities that play their games, and everyone at PlayStation and PlayStation Studios will be excited about what we can share and learn from them. I have spent a great deal of time with the senior team at Bungie, and it is clear that their experience and skills are highly complementary to our own. We will be ready to welcome and support Bungie as they continue to grow, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for this incredible team. That's from PlayStation. And as for Sony, as for Bungie, well, you can see that they have a bit of a long essay here. And I'm not going to go as much into that, but pretty much what Bungie, my about the deal that if you could see here, their hope they'll have financial backing from Sony, which obviously is a huge thing.
Certainly.
But yeah, you can see here that they liked how they admire what they do, and that they admire that they get to be, still multi-platform. Now, honestly, thinking about this, it's a surprise that Sony would let Bungie just do its own thing practically. They can still be multi-platform and do whatever the hell they want and don't care. They'll take the royalties and money that Bungie would make, essentially.
Yes.
So, do you have anything you want to add to this discussion or anything?
Well, not fully, not really. I just, I do appreciate the idea of not just relegating it to exclusivity just because, I mean, then again, who knows, because the only issue I have with it is that, how we were talking about last time, how Microsoft would make Activision Blizzard eventually exclusive in the years coming, in later years, and how Sony might retaliate, in my opinion, with this deal. But I just found this kind of hilarious how it's you bought the people. Wasn't there something about Destiny, now that you mention it? Because doesn't Activision own Destiny, right?
So the thing about Destiny was that it was originally it was a partnership between Bungie and Activision. Activision acting as the publisher.
Okay.
And then after Destiny 2, I guess Activision was disappointed by the revenue that Bungie's Destiny was making, so they pretty much just cut ties with Bungie, and they just gave them back the rights to Destiny, which actually caused the stock price the next day to fall because they were they eliminated a source of recurring revenue, even though it was not much in Activision's eyes.
All right, then.
So essentially, if you think about it in some way, in some kind of abstract way, it's kind of like Sony bought a sliver of what was a part of Activision Blizzard. Well, Microsoft is in the process trying to buy 99.9% of it.
I see. Okay.
But it's funny to think how Microsoft's trying to buy off the IP, two of Sony's most iconic IPs with Spyro and Crash. Mm-hmm. And Sony is just buying the studio that made Microsoft's most iconic IP.
Yeah.
What a weird world this is. It's kind of like they're swapping places a little bit.
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, the more things change, the more they stay the same, so, you know.
Of course. Yeah. But I guess in the meantime, we can look back at Microsoft for a little bit.
Okay.
And how it is currently being investigated by the Federal Trade Commission. So if you look down here, it says that Microsoft Activision Blizzard is not yet a done deal, and one hurdle it has to clear is an antitrust investigation. It's now been reported that the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, rather than the Justice Department, will handle the investigation. The Microsoft acquisition would be the biggest cut in the company's history. No. And then it also says the FCC has, under the Biden administration, promised to toughen up on its policing of such deals. And last month, issued a joint statement with the Justice Department, noting concern at the increased concentration of industries, alongside an increase in merger filing in 2021. And speaking of Lockheed Martin,
Oh, yes.
it sued to block arms manufacturer Lockheed Martin's $4.4 billion purchase of Aerojet Rocketdyne Holdings over antitrust concerns. So I guess Lockheed Martin is like a weapons manufacturer.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's why I wouldn't... Yeah.
Judging by if you see arms manufacturer, that's likely the first thing I would think of. They're a weapons manufacturer of some sort.
Yeah, let's see, arms manufacturer. Yeah, it's more or less along those lines of weaponry. Yeah. But they're actually the largest one, which is I've heard of them before, of course, but gosh, I didn't know that they were like that big.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Anyways,
and the thing that makes us all a bit more concerned is that for Microsoft at least, the FTC was the one that had to investigate the NVIDIA ARM acquisition.
yes,
Which they were the one that shut that down. So,
yeah, I mean, it's kind of different, though. I don't think that it'll. I'm just not seeing it happen because NVIDIA with ARM is used by a lot of things, a lot, and Activision Blizzard. I mean, yeah, the name, I guess, yes, but yeah.
Yeah. Additionally, we'll continue the story of Activision Blizzard here. We'll also see that. But however, despite that, Microsoft did respond. Our CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, believes that Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard will be. He doesn't think that's going to get blocked. And when he talked to the Financial Times, Nadella said that the deal would only place Microsoft as the third largest player in the video game industry, and the fragmentation of the market would prevent them from gaining a monopoly.
Yeah, I see. I mean, yeah, like I said, Activision Blizzard doesn't seem as big of a company to cause something like that. However, they're, they are pretty big, of course, and Call of Duty is like, they have hit number one up, I know, but, God, I don't know.
Yeah,
they also own, like, Arcane and stuff as well, which, like Bethesda and stuff because of that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we now live apparently in the universe in which a Halo cross Doom crossover can exist.
Oh yes. And like somehow the radiation from the bombs from Fallout fallout caused, a rift, and hell opened up,
Right.
and there's a white horse, I guess.
A
Or
white
something.
magical horse with the dragonborn on it.
Yeah. Also, Guitar Hero trumpet. Sorry. I'm thinking of the Revelations. Anyway, back to this.
So as he was about to say, is at the end of the day, all the analysts here has to be done through a lens of what's the category we're talking about. Even post this acquisition, we will be number 3 with sort of low teens market share, where even the highest player is also in the teens for market share. It shows how fragmented content creation platforms are. And so that's a fundamental category. Yes, we'll be a big player in what is a highly fragmented place. Also, the analysis will have to extend to say, why are these content companies trying to become bigger? It's because the place where the constraints really are is distribution. The only open distribution platform for any game content, guess what, is Windows. The biggest store on Windows is Steam. It's not ours. People can do any payment instrument, whereas all the other gaming distribution platforms are closed.
Yeah, I see.
Which, based on what I've been seeing of this story, I would actually tend to agree with them. Not only do we have, some major publishers, but we have a ton of independent content.
Yeah, definitely. Though it makes me question why they're trying to beef up the Windows 11 store. But other than that, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, we are living in a land in which, again, we could see the day of Crash Bandicoot crossing over with Halo. Actually, now I think about it, with all these IPs that Microsoft has been acquiring recently, they could make their own take on Smash Brothers.
I was just thinking about fucking Smash Brothers, and oh my god. I do not want that ever again. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawls. Love it or hate it, it is just... it's not Smash. I don't get it.
Like Nintendo.
We bought you Smash for Christmas. We have Smash at home. Next thing you know, fucking SpongeBob is turning into 1,000-pound weight, just like Kirby.
Or the new Multiversus one that that has all the Warner Brothers IP.
Yeah, I still have that in the very, very recesses of my brain. And I'm just thinking, it's getting out of hand. There has to be Nintendo versus Capcom soon enough.
I feel like at that point, that would be a Capcom-made game. Or it'd be more of a traditional fighter.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Mario just doing the Hadouken motion. And that's how you get the fireball.
Yeah, but then then it would just be I don't know. I don't know. I never got into traditional fighting games compared to Smash Brothers. So I would only know so much.
I mean, hey. I have a couple good ones. I think I previewed this last episode, I believe, but my holy grail of games. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
No.
What, you done what Marvel superheroes fighting anime?
I wouldn't mind it, but they had to make a sequel. Sorry.
Well,
Sorry,
technically,
I'm just
Marvel
kidding.
vs. Capcom Infinite is Marvel vs. Capcom 4.
They had to make 4 of them. I'm leaving. Anyway.
I mean, besides, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, it was on Game Pass at one point, so explain that one.
I explain it by, no. Explain it by skedaddling. And, I'd rather spend the money on a Chinese buffet.
Yeah, but China
Your
also is the
arcade
country that
tokens
made
mean
Genshin
nothing.
Impact.
You're a motherfucker. Anyways.
But does anyone want to know why Microsoft was trying to buy Activision Blizzard? Well, according to Phil Spencer here, we also have, this whole thing. And now if we just go scroll down, it says, according to an interview with Spencer conducted by Axios, the answer was that Xbox needed to make a move in a new direction, a space where it didn't have any strong investments. The constant conversation had always been about mobile and casual. And then they say, though what people think of Activision Blizzard most immediately for, Activision and Blizzard, their arm of the publisher is King, the maker of Candy Crush and a number of other wildly popular mobile titles. With King under its banner, Microsoft has finally picked up a major name in mobile gaming.
Yes. I think I mentioned this before. What if they're just using the King IP as a way to strengthen mobile gaming? Yeah, I think I remember saying this. Oh my god, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. No, I mean, then again, they just swallowed up Activision and Blizzard. Why couldn't they have just bought King then? I don't know.
Because the freaking dopes over at Activision Blizzard, with a certain someone at the head, felt that they, in order to escape the bad publicity, they thought by having someone buy them off, they could have someone quell it down.
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, that makes sense.
But think about it this way: we could have been in a world where Facebook bought Activision Blizzard, because I think Activision Blizzard actually approached Facebook. Actually,
it did. Oh shit! I didn't know. Man, oh my god! Imagine that Facebook gaming. It would just be instead of just being live streaming, it would be Facebook stream and Facebook game, and then oh my god, that is fucking mind-boggling. Because then Zuckerberg would make it into a metaverse or something, and then be like, "You want to play Black Ops 2 in real life?" Something. Oh my god, that'd be fucking
the thing is Microsoft's also trying to do the same thing with the metaverse.
Tracer in real life. Wait, they are?
Have you not remembered all the times we've talked about Activision Blizzard when we looked at the whole thing, and Satya Nadella was thinking, hey, if we could use gaming as a way to get into the metaverse.
Yeah, but I didn't think that they would just be like, oh yeah, by the way, see Div up in real life. No, I'm just kidding. See Tracer in real life. Something.
I'm Tracer here.
Do you realize how many thirsty motherfuckers would fall for that?
Cheers, lads!
Then at the same time, Tracer's a lesbian, so she probably wouldn't want any of those thirsty motherfuckers anyways. And that's official canon, by the way, so don't question it.
Oh, okay.
That was something that was revealed in a comic that was made by Blizzard.
Oh, I see. I don't care.
Yeah, see, we won't care. We respect it, but we know a bunch of horny motherfuckers won't care about it. They won't understand.
I mean, none of my business anyway.
Right.
What a fictional character's sexuality. Other than for lore reasons, I don't give a flying fuck.
Right.
I guess, I don't know.
But going back to the overall topic of before we get that, we have a key statement here from Geoff Keighley, the guy from the Game Awards.
Oh, yes.
And if you look at his tweet here, that has caused quite a bit of a stir at the time. He said, "Have heard from multiple people. As you might suspect, there are a few other big video game deals in final stages of negotiations. It's going to be an interesting year." So, this means this is not the end.
Wait, does this have anything to do with Kojima posting a burger on Konami's Twitter? No, I'm just kidding.
But actually, it makes you wonder, though, like, could Sony think about buying Kojima Productions and having him on his arm? Having him on their arms?
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Then we'd actually, or kind of not really, because I don't want Metal Gear to be like, a Sony only thing. Even though that's kind of, in my opinion, that's kind of where, Metal Gear was kind of leaning, I feel. I don't know.
But the thing is, to keep in mind is that Konami owned the Metal Gear IP, not Kojima.
Fuck. I'm still living in 2010, I guess, then. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, oh my god, Kojima. Because I think of Kojima and I think of Metal Gear, for fuck's sake. I wonder how Konami feels every time there's a Kojima Easter egg in Metal Gear 2, 3, and 1.
And then 4 is at this point probably never escaping the PS3.
Yeah, that too. And 4. I wonder how Konami feels. They probably just were like, well, let's replace that with, like, a corporate greed logo. What is that? The K in Konami? No, just kidding. Sorry.
You know what Konami probably do? Let's replace all these Easter eggs with fucking NFTs.
Ah, yes. So, as soon as you discover it, there's a paywall option that pops up and is like, would you like to auction here? Or, no, there's a download link to, I don't know, to like an NFT or something. I don't know. That you have to purchase or something. I don't know.
Because that's what we all
That
know.
would just be
Because that's what we all know. Konami only cared about two things: pachinko machines and NFTs.
Oh, yes.
But let's get back to the main topic of acquisitions here. Like, what do you think of the idea of not only is Sony bought off, not Sony bought off Bungie, but you have Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. You have Embrace Group also been going crazy.
Well, I mean, it's something. It's really something to see that, I mean, I know people were afraid when it came to like EA and stuff like that. I don't blame them. And I have no reason to really trust Microsoft too much, neither with Sony or really have any, corporate wig, kind of just, acquiring a studio of, I guess, independent developers. But, I mean, it's nothing to be afraid of until it actually happens, I guess, because people will always overhype something that is scary or something that's new because it seems scary, you know? That's just my take on it, but be wary, you know, and they, you know, it. If something's, you know, seems a bit more corrupt than usual, of course, take a good look at it, you know, and you know, if you feel it's, I guess, if you feel that it is, you know, a bad outlook or investment, I guess, then, you know, vote with your wallet.
Right.
I guess.
Also, too, you have to keep in mind that it's also a legal thing, too. Like, what the FTC, like, as we discussed in the Microsoft article that we just presented, like, what if, per se, the FTC does step in and they're like, no, we can't deal with these large murders anymore. Because they don't want the video game industry to be dominated by two people.
I mean, well, at that point, they're kind of just doing our job for us. Like I said, vote with our wallet, but if the FTC is like, well, you know, this deal can't really go through, so you guys are on your own again. You know, I kind of wonder where, you know, what would happen if Nintendo had Activision also, by the way. But I think they would be kind of dense because Nintendo's kind of its own, like, creator, in a sense. It doesn't care about buying up studios.
Yeah, because as we're going to discuss later on, Nintendo's not interested in buying other studios.
No. But, back to this. I mean, I don't care. It's I don't know. It's people like you see the thing I don't like about antitrust, but I also love about antitrust is that while it stops people in power from creating almost a singularity, I guess. You know, if you pay with your cold hard cash, why should somebody step in and change? You know, but then again, it's like that you're purchasing power almost. You know. So it's like a very big, like, I don't know like, it's very confusing, it's very complicated, you know? And I see that's why this stuff is, you know, I understand that that's why this stuff is, very, is newsworthy, I guess, you know? Why, you know, it's something to talk about, you know, it's a talk of the town, because, having a company be powerful to the point where they own pretty, like, you know, it's a duopoly, you know, or monopoly, like, it's scary because at that point they're free to do whatever the hell they want, you know.
Yeah.
Although it's just, yeah, like, I don't want to live in the world where it's like there is just the game console, not the Xbox or the PlayStation or the Switch, you know, or the Nintendo, I guess. I don't know. But I also question the idea of giving, you know, taking away people's ability to purchase that in the first place. But then I run into that power argument, and it's a strange loop, and I want to have it explained to me, you know, a little bit more.
Yeah, but do you still want to live in the world in which this exists?
What is that?
It's Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. It's a fighting game made in Japan.
And
It's a crossover fighting game with, like, other anime stuff. In fact, this character at the top is from a Rooster Teeth show called Ruby, which is obviously based off anime.
I love that chuckle you just did. You were just staring at it and being like, because you know it was something that would eventually cause my eyes to twitch, and eventually I can't see because I disappeared off the face of the planet. Hi again.
Hi. Let's go talk about some PlayStation news then.
Alright.
Sorry.
And no, Sony's not buying off Sega so they can have the Hatsune Miku game license. This is for something different.
Yeah. Oh, one thing about that Geoff Keighley tweet. Remember Sega and Microsoft Mega Game or Super Game or something? A little bit interested in if that's what it meant. That was from episode 15 though, so.
Anyways, let's go take a look at this financial page here first.
Yep.
Now, usually we don't do too many financial stuff on this show since we don't usually find it pretty important, but for this case, we're just going to do it for Sony and Nintendo.
Oh, yes. It's not important to us anyway.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind talking about the financial stuff. I know Alpaca doesn't really find it as interesting, so, I mean, and also, like I said, it's just financials. It's money. We just want to make sure we know what happens with the games that come out rather than how well does the company make overall. But sometimes you get some neat little details that come out about their insight or whatnot, so.
I guess so, yeah.
As soon as we'll see with Nintendo momentarily.
But what if Nintendo bought PlayStation, dude? No, I'm just kidding.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because there would have been a point in time in which had Nintendo and Sony came to agreement, the PlayStation, as we would have known it, would have never existed.
The Nintendo disk drive.
Literally, that's what the PlayStation original was meant to be. It was an add-on for the Super Nintendo.
And then Sony decided to be like, oh, fuck you. Nintendo, wow. Oh my god. What is this? Super Mario? Man, I want to make mature games. I want to rip people's fucking heads off. Fuck you, Sega does when Nintendo don't. PlayStation does when Nintendo don't. I want to rip that guy's head off and watch blood split. I'm just kidding.
Well, the funny thing is that, if you think about it, had Nintendo and Sony agreed on the revenue, because literally the main reason was because of money.
Yes, of course.
So, had Nintendo and Sony figured out properly how to, distribute the money for the disc-based games, Nintendo would have never had to deal with the PlayStation, which meant Nintendo would have still been a bit geared more toward the hardcore gamer. But would have meant all that would have been left would have been Microsoft probably, and Sega probably could have still been around maybe, but I doubt it. So it could have potentially let Nintendo in a situation they could have had a monopoly over the console game market.
Oh. This is something for Alternate History Hub to cover. I swear. I just, oh my god.
You know, it's funny. I know the channel. He's a very small channel, but unfortunately does not make videos anymore, who literally is pretty much alternate history for video game history.
I need a link. Oh my god.
And
that's cool.
He literally he made an article, a whole thing about what if Sega never existed, or what if Nintendo failed.
Yeah, because it's just interesting, to think of the world's the I don't know. I've always been interested in that what if scenario, Oh great! One of my smoke alarms is chirping. It just chirped. Oh fuck! I hope that doesn't capture in the mic.
Nope.
Okay, good.
Thank the world for noise suppression.
Oh yes, and a door, a solid wood door.
We got one thing out of the way with the noise suppression, and that eliminated the whooshing cars, and now we got the door to eliminate more noises.
Oh, yes. Anyways.
That one picked up, but that's I don't care.
Ah, hell. I'm so sorry. I hope it doesn't. I will punch it to death.
No worries, it's fine. It's just a beep.
I know.
There you go. We made the episode not only rubber duckies, but fire alarms. Woo!
Smork a lamb, dude.
Hey, Alpaca, did you wish there were more rubber duckies? Okay, just kidding. We'll get to that later.
I wish there was.
Sorry.
Yeah. So as we see here, actually talking about the article this time.
A rubber duck.
Game network services made the most amount of money for Sony, and it was a sales of 813.3, and this is in billion yen, by the way. And with an operating income of 92.9 million yen. So pretty much any person in the audience who's watching this, you're gonna want your currency converter ready.
Get those calculators out, boys.
We need our accountants, boys. So yes, pretty much what this is saying is gaming still makes the most amount of money from Sony. And to think of a world when Sony never got into the gaming industry, they could have probably been gone by now.
Yes. I mean, imagine a world where, the PlayStation 2 was not nearly as powerful, or imagine if it was more powerful and, shut the fuck up, Smorkle Lamb. Imagine a world where I think there was like a terrorist group that like bought a bunch of them and created like a nuke out of them. Random trivia and facts today.
All right. But yeah, so essentially what they're saying here is that if you look at the change at the column of third rightmost, you can see it decreased by about 70 billion yen in sales, but they gained 12.1 billion in operating income. This could largely be a couple factors, some of which could have been, PlayStation 5 sales because it's more money per sale of unit. Mm-hmm. It's extremely high demand. That could explain the decreased amount of sales. Obviously, Sony's also relying a lot on like subscription-based services like PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus.
Yes.
And that's about it. And music, they have an increase in 31.4 billion yen, but they lost some money, so actually, I believe my thinking right. I think Sony is also the music publisher for Baby Metal. I think.
You son of a bitch.
Let me go check real quick.
I swear to God. So, first, you bring up something that's a point of contention, and you know that a smoke alarm is currently beeping, and I have to mute my mic every once in a while to block it, so now I don't have a voice every once in a while. Every 90 seconds. That fucking thing beeps, and I have to, mute my mic. And now, you're bringing up Baby Metal. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Alright, so get ready, because I think I found a Reddit post that clarifies a little bit more. So, from Wiki, it says Baby Metal's labels are Wanbu Records, BMD Fox Records, and Ear Music. But the thing is that Ear Music is the European label for Baby Metal. BMD Fox Records and Wanbu Records are subsidiaries of Toys Factory. Why are Baby Metal under just some Toy Factory? Whereas Sony coming to this, I thought this is just like... And then you get a little further, and Sony is the American distributor. So yeah, we could thank Sony for distributing Baby Metal to the Americas.
Where do I find them? Anyway,
I was gonna say, have fun with. If you ever buy a Sony product, just know you're supporting the company that's bringing Bay Metal to North America.
and this is why we created this for the Anyways, oh shit. Fucking god.
Okay, back to other things.
Yeah, back to other things, of course, things that are sane.
I mean, their picture division, which is all their movies, had a massive increase. I could think this is largely because of the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh, yes, definitely. I can't wait to stream it.
Yeah. So, as you can see here, their sales increased from 191.2 billion yen to 461.2 billion yen. And then their operating income obviously rose because Spider-Man. So, there you go. And that electronic products and solutions. This is like all of their, like, as you can tell, headphones and stuff like that.
Oh.
And this had a slight decrease. Like a relatively minuscule, in fact. So you could see that it's at 686.9 billion yen. And operating income is 80 billion yen. So obviously the operating income both fell. And imaging and sensing solutions, so that's like their cameras and all that stuff. And that actually rose.
Okay.
Financial services, that's like, I think in Japan they have some like banking services and stuff like that.
Alright then.
So imagine getting loaned money by the company that distributes Bay Metal North America.
Yeah, imagine, cutting a deal to, get a loan for a mortgage, and then all of a sudden, bye-bye. I moved to a different planet. And
I was going to say, imagine if they loan you money and they're like, oh yeah, here's a PlayStation for your house, have fun.
yeah, that would be fine. And then I find out that it's been tampered with before, and I suddenly have 3 new friends from Japan. Their entire discography of baby metal. And the background is this motherfucker grinning while holding 3 of these fucking... So yeah, life's pretty great. Out in the northern Washington.
I thought we moved to Cascadia in the outskirts, like 2 hours away from Vancouver.
Probably moved to Maryland or something.
Alright, well, besides all that, obviously it seems like Sony's having a pretty good quarter, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, overall, they've gained more money.
Oh, yes. That's all that matters. Especially making money off baby metal CDs, sorry.
What they can use to buy Bungie and other studios that they want.
Yeah, and produce more tin lunch boxes for a certain someone to buy and then present.
Imagine I gifted you a lunchbox.
I would wake up early in the morning, go out to my front door and be like, oh, a package, nice. Who's it from? Okay, it's directed to me. Okay, then, and then open it up and God, what is?
So yeah, that's just the quarter 3 results. I mean, if you're looking, I think if we scroll further, we get the annual results, and we can kind of see something similar here where, I guess in this case, they got a little bit of a loss. I think it's like because of PS5 issues, but we all did repeat this all over again. I mean, oh look, the music part increased in this version. Ah, they may have made some more money off of some of Alpaca's favorite artists. Woo!
Yeah, probably. Fucker.
Besides Baby Metal, I'm sure they have some other good stuff.
Yeah, certainly. Motherfucking piece of shit.
I heard that's great. Moving further down, we'll get to the segment I think is the most important to Alpaca. We're gonna talk about video games instead. All right,
Definitely not.
we're gonna go right to the music section over here first,
Okay.
and then we'll go to this segment down here later. Oh, I should probably briefly show the other thing I was looking at over here for a brief second. Pause here if you want to know what I was talking about earlier. Anyway, so gaming. They're saying there's a decrease in sales of hardware and peripheral devices, decrease in sales of non-first-party titles, including add-on content. Do you wonder where this is going to be more significant in a few years?
Yes. Certain something.
Decrease in sales of first-party titles. I mean, that makes sense. Sony hasn't been releasing as much.
Yeah, no, the less memorable ones are God of War on the PC and maybe, you know, I don't know, Rifts Apart even, I guess.
Yeah, not as much out there. And you can see that obviously the sales of hardware decreased because PlayStation 5s have been fucking impossible to find. So that's also a factor.
Oh, yeah.
As for the other part, as for operating income, there's a decrease in selling, general, and administrative expenses. That's always good to hear. Decrease in loss resulting from strategic price points for PlayStation 5 hardware that were set lower than manufacturing costs. Again, good to see. You know, make Sony trying to make the PlayStation 5 cheaper and increase productivity. And then the last points down here, we kind of already talked about, like the impact of decreased sales on games and stuff like that. But there's also an impact of decrease in unit sales of peripheral devices and PlayStation 4 hardware. I mean, this part kind of makes sense too, because not many people are getting PlayStation 5s, and not many people want to buy a PlayStation 4 because they are more focused on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Which kind of falls in line with them, you know, making the PlayStation 4 still a, you know, a produced item, of course, you know?
Yeah.
But I get where it's coming from, you know?
Mm-hmm. And they're saying there's a forecast here for sales. This one I think is obvious. There's chip shortage going on, so there's going to be lower than expected PlayStation 5 hardware unit sales. And then obviously the last still makes sense. They're trying to decrease in selling general administrative expenses. Good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
As for the music segment, they did have higher sales for record music and music publishing from paid subscription streaming services and advertising supporting music streaming services.
Okay.
So that means they probably made a small chunk of money off of Baby Metal distribution deals.
Shut up.
But new albums came out that year, so you're fine.
Okay. Sure.
Probably for the 3 existing albums that existed.
Sorry.
I
I had to growl.
only had album 3.
Aw, man.
But I do stream the other 2 from every now and then. It's good stuff.
Anyways, awesome. Shut up. I fucking see.
Hang on. Wait.
No, we're not waiting. Anyways. Stop it. No. I can feel that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see whatever that segment is, go find the video version.
I can feel the baby metal person lady up against the microphone. I can feel it in me bones.
Let's see here. But yeah, everything else is kind of impacted for exchange rates, lower sales of visual media platform.
Yep.
Oh, this is all the segment that does anime.
Shut up.
Lower anime business sales, primarily reflecting the absence of contribution of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Mugen Train Quarter 3 fiscal year 2020. Then, I believe Sony has a close to monopoly on the anime streaming service market.
What?
Yeah, I'm actually not kidding. They bought off Crunchyroll. They own their own whole thing.
Oh my god, that is too funny.
So
Wait,
yeah,
so I can no longer watch Crunchyroll anime on my Nintendo 3DS and Wii U.
well, I believe they actually still allow it to be distributed on those platforms. Like you can still go on Crunchyroll on your Xbox.
Ah, all right then. Well, that's
It's
good,
like
I guess.
it's like with Bungie. They allow them to do their own thing. They just collect money for it.
I see.
Though I thought I heard at one point they were thinking about merging their other streaming service with Crunchyroll to technically make a super Crunchyroll.
Oh, awesome.
So you can have a super anime streaming service for all your anime needs.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I need to talk about this or this. We'll go on to the next important.
Sorry.
I don't think we need to talk about movies much. Unless, yeah, I was right. Increased theatrical revenues primarily due to the release of Spider-Man: No Way Home and Venom. And higher sales of television production due to licensing of Seinfeld. And obviously, yes, higher sales for media networks resulting from the Crunchyroll acquisition.
Oh, all right then. Yay, I guess.
Yeah, so there you go. You literally can just go to Sony for anime and thanking them for bringing Bay Metal North America.
Yeah, thanks, Sony. You're a wonderful friend. In a time where we are desperate for friends, you have done the Lord's work.
Heresy is spread around the world. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways.
Electronic products and solution segment. It just mostly just sum it up. Decrease in sales of audio, video, digital cameras, and smartphones. Yeah, they still make smartphones apparently.
Oh.
You have to buy them unlocked though. I remember I was thinking about instead of the Google Pixel 6, they had a smartphone I was almost tempted to get instead because it actually is one of the few phones that has a headphone jack because LG stopped making smartphones.
Yeah.
So imaging and sensing solution products. So this is like their division they have for like making cameras for smartphones and stuff like that.
Okay.
This is seen to increase. This is seen to increase. I think this is likely to decrease because of like the the chip shortage going on. I'm not worried about everything else. So Alpaca, what do you think of all this stuff?
I'm sorry to say that I'm pretty bored. No offense. I'm just EA finance. It's just I don't know.
All right. Well, maybe I could spike your enthusiasm a little bit up because we have to talk about this new state of play that happened this week.
State of play. Sorry.
There you go. I ended the boredom. I can finally stop entertaining you with just roasting on Bay Metal and anime.
Shut it. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, so Gran Turismo 7 got a state of play, so it's like a big old overview for the next big game that's coming out in March. I know you're not much of a simulation racer guy, but I'm gonna probably try and get this if I can.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm gonna go through this as quickly as possible because there's the next article I know you're gonna be more interested in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna quickly go through this. I know you don't have much thoughts, but they're gonna have like a music rally mode, I guess, where you can play some music while it's like a time attack thing while you play the game. They tell you about the process of purchasing a car. And like some progression stuff for the cafe and a license center, which is like the license you get to better cars. They show off some more customization for the cars. And I think the most major thing is that if you buy the special edition, you also get the digital code for the PS4 version. So that's cool. Okay. And I think that's about it. I mean, personally, the stuff I saw, I was kind of pretty intrigued about. But I know Alpaca doesn't really have much else to say on it.
Unfortunately, not really. I'm not a big sports racer. So.
I mean, the graphics of the game, though, we'll shift to that because I think you may be more a bit interested in that. The graphics, if you see in the screenshots of the game, are pretty incredible.
Oh yes, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, give me 1 second. I mean, they're a little cartoony, I think, in my opinion. They have a bit more of a cartoony-ish sort of
it might be because like the effects they're using for like the mountains and everything like that. Honestly, it could be the blurriness. But I'm sure if you watch the full video they have on that they have on the site, if you're curious about it, the cars look really good.
I believe that. I just for me it just looks a little bit cartoony right now, but I believe you.
Yeah. It's like with a lot of things. Sometimes you get those situations like Watch Dogs, where the game looks absolutely incredible, but then you get it in your hands and it's shit. And at other times you get things like this that are like, the previews may not look that great, but then once you see it, it's like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Yeah, I think so. It's just for me, it I don't know. It just looks like a cartoony sort of. It looks like it has a cartoony vibe. Not that it's bad, but it's I don't know. When you said good graphics, I don't know. For me, they look a bit like a cartoon sort of thing. But I mean, they're like high fidelity, of course. Yeah,
Anyway, I think you have not much else to say. We're just gonna go right into the Rockstar.
Yeah, sure.
So pretty much what's going on here is that they had to give an update to what's been going on Grand Theft Auto 5, and then they have this one paragraph that is blew up on the internet.
Yes, of course, everything with Rockstar always blows up, but
So if we look down here, you can see that as the GTA community continues to grow stronger with each passing year, we take the opportunity to thank everyone playing with us across 2021. Whether through the high-speed thrills of Los Santos tuners, chasing down Dr. Trey's lost tracks of the contract, or just causing havoc at freedom mode with friends. This last part is practically just me in a nutshell. Whenever I play this game.
Yeah.
And then they detail what's going on here. And they brought with the contract some more music tracks and stuff. And I guess they're going to have Dr. Dre tracks in there, which I don't really care about that. And they show off more things with GTA 5 Online on the Xbox Series S, X and S, and the PlayStation 5, which is coming out on March 15th.
Okay.
So, this is going to give the Xbox S new graphics mode with up to 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, texture draw distance upgrades, HDR outputs, and ray tracing, as well as offering the technical advancements of the latest console, sharing faster loading times, immersive 3D audio, platform-specific features like advanced haptic feedback, and much more.
All right.
So
yeah, I mean, I think the expand and enhance sort of part of it, I don't know. It's just a re-release pretty much at that point, you know. Well, not really re-release, but the upgrade to the Series X and S and the PlayStation 5. I don't know. It feels like fake hype. But anyways.
Yeah. Personally, if I can get my hands on a higher storage memory card for this Xbox Series X and S, I'll definitely try to take advantage of this. But it looks like it's not going to be a free upgrade.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Based off how they're describing it, so take that for what you will.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Feels lackluster.
It is, yeah.
Just buy a PC. I don't know.
But we're going to keep scrolling down here, and obviously this all doesn't matter. It's this last paragraph that matters the most. With the unprecedented longevity of Grand Theft Auto 5, we know many of you have been asking us with a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series. With every new project we embark on, our goal is always to significantly move beyond what we have previously delivered, and we are pleased to confirm that active development for the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series is well underway. We look forward to sharing more as soon as we are ready, so please stay tuned to the Rockstar Newswire for official details.
Oh my god, this tweet blew up. Everyone's talking about it. But, I mean, does this mean 6, or does this mean, like, I mean, I wonder if it's gonna be, I don't know if there's, like, a new trilogy or something that they're thinking about, but I mean, I'm just speculating, but it's interesting that they didn't call it 6, you know, and everyone's kind of assuming that it's 6, you know? I mean, of course, it'd be strange to just say, oh yeah, we're making a new installment. Here's GTA Chinatown Wars or something. I don't know.
Or here is the GTA Trilogy 2.
But done right. And not a complete shit show.
No, you're missing the point.
No, I know.
It's going to be 4, Chinatown Wars, and 5. Or 4, the spin-off of 4 and 5. Redone just like how it was done with the trilogy that we have for 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Just like that.
Take it or leave it.
We're going to get that one studio, I think the Rockstar Dundee, we're going to have them just do that whole thing again.
Oh, yes.
Great success. Everyone's going to love it.
Thank you, Grove Street Games. By the way, we're adding an NFT that doesn't transfer between all 3 of the games.
Woo!
So you have to unlock it in all 3 games in order to use it in all 3 games.
Woo!
Thank you for your kind support throughout all these years, Rockstar North. Just
what?
kidding. Fuck you.
Honestly, though, yeah. Do you have any idea what you'd want GTA 6 to be?
Either a return. You see, the thing is a lot of the Rockstar games, with Grand Theft Auto at least, they were very almost dreary. You know, they were you never really got a great ending, and with 5, it was, it depends, but I mean, I won't really spoil too much, even though you kind of should have already been playing it by now, if you're interested in the series. But I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the older Grand Theft Autos have always had a ending that is very somber and very life sucks, I guess. I mean, I don't think that's what somber really means, but hope you understand. But with 5, if you are, good, if you choose good enough, then you'll get an ending that is, well, it's depressing and sad. I mean, you don't live a good life and expect, you don't live a bad life and expect good things to come out of it, pretty much. So,
Right.
something like that, I guess.
Now, any particular setting you want them to tackle, or any gameplay mechanics you want to see tweaked, or?
Keep drive-by firing. Honestly, best part about 5, and best part that they included in the, at least in San Andreas, I think. I mean, I don't know. I know that there's rumors that it would maybe hint towards a, Vice City, Miami type setting. So maybe that, I guess. I mean, I don't care really with the setting. I mean, I do like that Liberty City in 4 really felt like New York. So maybe that. But then again, Liberty City's been done, so I feel like it would just be overstaying its welcome.
Right. Unless they did some weird thing in which you have 3 different characters, but instead of in the same city or whatever, you have 3 different characters in 3 different cities, and the idea is that you swap between the 3 different characters in the 3 different cities.
Maybe that would take advantage of the NVMe drive sort of stuff with the new console generation, because the loading times would be very, very hastened, I feel. So,
Yeah.
that could work.
Imagine have one person in Vice City, the other one in Los Santos, and the other one is another location that was using one of the older Grand Theft Auto games.
Yeah, I see where that would be pretty interesting.
Or imagine if I don't know how the ending of any of the older Grand Theft Auto games worked, but imagine if whoever was the protagonist in Grand Theft Auto 4, he left the area or whatever, but then after a while, maybe you can make a whole story 20 years later or whatever, he comes back and he realizes oh shit, the whole area of Liberty City just changed forever.
Yeah, I mean, then they'd have to make a reason for Nico to be attached to the city.
Yeah, I don't know. I never played 4, so I have no idea how it actually ended, but that was one thing I was thinking that could happen. You could take the opportunity to completely redo the entire map in many ways while keeping many of the similar landmarks and make it more vast and larger.
I see.
And then that way, while it may technically be the same setting, you're technically are, making it more vast and almost like a new place.
Yeah, or they could do a time shift sort of thing. I know there was a game called I think, oh god, what was it? There's a game where it took place like in the 70s, and things were really bright, things were really like, you know, I forgot what it was. I think it was one of the open world sort of games that were considered a Grand Theft Auto clone back in the PlayStation 2 era. But basically, the 70s part of the game was very bright, cheerful, and then literally you wake up and everything's changed, and it's around the 2000s, and everything's very dreary, and your character was incarcerated for a false crime or something that they didn't commit, and it was something along those lines. And you could even see the changes that were, that actually happened in real life, like the towers, from you'd walk by and you'd drive by Empire, the Empire State, and around where the Twin Towers were, and you'll see that they're missing now, years later. It's like something along those lines that kind of ties the future and the past, almost like Assassin's Creed, but not really like shifting, but like something more like Black Ops 2. That campaign was basically things you did in the past change the future, and the things you did in the future change what would happen back in the past, So like if you misinformation in the past, it wouldn't be present in the future or something like that. Something to add to almost illusion of choice,
Right. Now, I wonder, could they technically make GTA 6 a prequel instead? So you're mentioning 1970s. What if the Grand Theft Auto 6 was technically a prequel to the entire series? Make it something like the 80s or the late 70s, something like that.
That would be kind of interesting. You see, there are the Grand Theft Auto series is split into different universes of sorts. So there's the HD universe, which is 4 and 5, and I assume 6. And it's gonna the 3D universes are 3: Liberty City, San Andreas, and Vice City. So, and of course the 2D universes are they're 2D, the 2D games. So it would be interesting to see a Vice City be explored in the HD universe, because there are some references to certain characters from Vice City that are in 5, and that I believe were in 4. So, I mean, some of these characters could pop up, in 6, because they're referenced and they're mentioned by certain characters. There's a few references to them at least, and I don't know if they'd ever appear, in the I don't know if they ever would appear, because I know in the new update, the one that you mentioned with Dr. Dre, Lamar, which is one of the characters, mentioned CJ and burning down a factory, I believe, or something, and that was in the 3D universe, not in the HD universe. So maybe they're looking to change or retcon something, or I don't know.
Or what would probably, I think, would be even more impressive would be, almost kind of like if they took the Breath of the Wild mentality, which they wanted to make the first game, like the original Zelda game, but in 3D. What if they made GTA 6? Because I don't know where GTA 1 took place, but just took GTA 1 and its entire map, and they just redid that.
Well, that would be pretty cool.
But like, well, obviously with all the 3D stuff they've gained, and just kind of just make it like, here's GTA 1, but modernized. But I feel like obviously you could say, well, 3, 4, 5, all the other games are kind of like that, and I'm like, you bring a point, but what was the original map of GTA 1? And it's just like, and you have in whatever city GTA 1 took place, you could kind of just explore that world more.
Kind of funny that you mentioned that. About how switching between the viewpoints and being in Liberty City, Vice City, and all three cities are in the first game: Liberty City, San Andreas, and Vice City, or New York, San Francisco, and Miami, which is what they're based off of. So, maybe, if they do that, they could make it a different story entirely, but base that location-based sort of story built into it, And with San Andreas, they could there's supposed to be a DLC that was for Grand Theft Auto 5, but of course online was very successful, so they scrapped it. But there was supposed to be a Las Vegas style area up north. So that's always a thing that they could do,
Yeah, they could potentially do it. Just take all the cities from, you could take Los Santos and then also have this Las Vegas like region, and you have like this even more vast.
Yeah, and just change up a few parts of the areas and make it, in a sense, a really strange, nostalgic, but almost like deja vu sort of scenario. Something like that.
Yeah, and on top of it too, it would probably save on development costs if they just reused most of GTA 5's map.
Yeah.
But just touched it up even further, like ray tracing and new textures and everything. So you can just use the same map model, but swap out for new textures and more realistic grass and...
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, this is a game I know is going to spark a lot of conversation, and I'm sure we could ramble on about so many more wild things of where we could take the series could go.
Yeah, certainly. Theorizing is fun, but honestly, it could be anything, Really depends on what becomes.
Yeah, so if you are viewing this on, say, a website that allows you to comment, just comment down below like what your ideas would be for Grand Theft Auto 6, and we'd love to talk about it.
Certainly.
But while that's the whole thing in its own right, we could talk about briefly another major game presentation that happened this week.
Yeah.
And while I'm sure Alpaca's not as familiar with this series, our developer,
More than likely not.
I just wanted to give a brief mention to Yacht Club Games because they are the makers of Shovel Knight.
Oh, yes.
And I think I briefly showed to him, but you can see this new mouse character. What is this? Well, they're making a new IP called Mina the Hollower, and it's going to be on Kickstarter, so you can back their campaign and everything. And this game is supposedly going to play more like a Game Boy-style Legend of Zelda game, so kind of like Link's Awakening or maybe the Oracle game, something like that.
Yeah, I saw gameplay of it, and it is so very reminiscent. You can tell it was inspired by Link's Awakening or even the Oracle games.
Yeah. And honestly, for what a little bit of play of Shovel Knight is a high quality game, so I would definitely say that this is also going to be high quality too. And when it does get fully backed up, I'm sure that many are going to enjoy this game. Yeah, I know many are going to enjoy this game. And who knows, maybe this could be something that Alpaca could try one day.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. Seems like a, in my opinion, I like it. Like the art style looks. I mean, I wouldn't say I grew up with it, but I have had experience with the original like Game Boy Zelda games. So maybe this would bring about some nostalgia of some sort. I mean, I did play it when I was little, but not like, too much. Like, I mean, it was off and on. I was very intrigued by it, but I don't know if I could, I don't know if I could say that I was raised with it, but I do love the games. I do love them. So, hope to see more, about this. Back the Kickstarter. I'm intrigued. I wouldn't mind seeing it grow.
Yeah, and I think there could be a bit of Castlevania influence too, because if you look on the collectibles gift that they have of the game, you could see they have an axe weapon that has a similar trajectory to Castlevania and a whip weapon.
Oh, okay.
So it seems like there's some bit of Castlevania influence too, in addition to the old school Zelda game. So it's like a hybrid even. But yeah, this does seem pretty intriguing. I mean, especially for Alpaca, who, like I said, it reminds him more of the older Zelda games on the Game Boy. So definitely would probably check it out for that.
Oh yeah, it is very reminiscent. Like I said, I mean, from the actual art style, it's so very like the shading on Mina's ears, I guess, or the mouse character's ears. I guess it's called Mina. I don't know. It's just the art style is so reminiscent. It's almost well, I wouldn't say, it almost looks. I call this like a parody, I guess, of Zelda in a sense. That's how reminiscent it is. And also to avoid copyright issues if Nintendo sees this as like, something like that.
Well, then again, you're talking about the same, developer that also made Shovel Knight, which has a lot of Mega Man influences as well. And there's also one of Shovel Knight's attacks is largely based off of Scrooge McDuck's pogo stick.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I can just feel the Nintendo lawyers just, like, tip-tapping away on their keyboard.
Right.
Writing that DMCA notice.
Of course.
Anyways.
Yeah. We can move on to something a bit, let's move on to another game.
Yeah.
Something this may seem a bit more optimistic. We're going to be a bit more of a Debbie Downer for a little bit.
Yeah. And by that I mean, hopefully it goes free to play, Debbie Downer. I'm not paying a cent for this game. I'm just kidding.
Right. And Matt, I think all this game needed was some anime skins and you're good to go.
Yeah, it needed anime skins, doors, and a team of developers who love camping and COD.
That last part was actually pretty great, not gonna lie. Alright, so today we're sharing the latest Battlefield 2042 details, our new player feedback loop, and stats update to player Season 1. So you can see here that they are taking action on multiple fronts to address feedback and implement extensive fixes to the game. Key features that are important to you and getting team play everywhere it needs to be. After release of an update in early March, which will include improvements to scoreboards, subsequent updates will prioritize work that will include. Here's the launch list: voice communication and player profile, a tighter squad loop, including a refined ping system, feedback-based improvements to gunplay, improved reward loop, and expanded tools, modes, and tweaks to player experience gains in Battlefield Portal. And they're also going to be improving the core elements of the game, and they made a decision to move Season 1 to early summer. Also, in addition to the season with updates, EA has mentioned that Battlefield 2042 officially did not meet expectations. And then the CEO, Andrew Wilson, said that Battlefield 2042 has always been an ambitious game for EA, noting that much of the game was made during COVID-19 lockdowns that ultimately impacted the final product. Developing this game with our teams working from home for nearly 2 years ultimately proved to be challenging. Through our process of testing and preparation, we believed the experience was ready to be put in our players' hands. We launched with strong stability, however. As more players experienced the game, it became clear that there were anticipated performance issues that we would need to address. Some of the design choices we made with the game also not resonate with everyone in our community.
It really should have made that anime skin bundle.
Yeah, maybe
It would have fixed the upside down parachuters.
it also would have brought in some certain fans from a band that I know Alpaca likes.
Yeah, it certainly would. You know, that way they could enjoy their PlayStation party chat. You know, and then they could have enjoyed that, and then earned a bonus for being on for purchasing the Baby Metal anime skin fan art bundle. And now it only costs like 2,000 COD points. Wait, this is Battlefield. Fuck.
Anyways. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on, the Battlefield 2042 failure that has been witnessed here?
Where do I start? It was... So I know, yes, this was made during such complications, such a bad time, but it just seems like most of the bugs that popped up were experienced pretty easily. You didn't even have to play the game too much to run into them. I also feel like the fact that sometimes there was a few things that were in 4 and 5 and 1 that were really you'd think it would be in 2042, and there were just now the launch of this of 2042 honestly was very much like the launch of Battlefield 1, but I do gotta say though that they had time to polish. They had time, they delay it, I think, right? And then said, oh, well, we're done delaying it. Let's release it. And then they backtracked it, and now it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, so far, it's something you can play, but it's not a, I feel like it's the experience of it is not, tailored to, people's expectations for what the game. I hope you understand what I mean. It's like they already screwed up with like Battlefield 1 with this having the exact same issues. I don't know. There's a lot of problems that happened at launch that, I believe were patched, It's just, I don't know. I don't know if 2042 or Call of Duty Vanguard. I don't know which one is performing the worst because like there's a lot of marketing that really hyped it up, and then it was just a bit of a letdown, you know. But Vanguard was also a letdown,
Yeah. Honestly, I would think that if you had to compare between which one I think was the bigger failure, I think it would be Battlefield 2042, because at least Call of Duty Vanguard, from what I understand, seems like it's a not as buggy game. But then you see this, and you're like, this is a complete buggy mess. You have guns that are not aiming straight, but instead going like 45 degrees to the left.
Oh yes, I saw that. You see, with Vanguard, Vanguard is, I mean, it's not as buggy. You can still kind of abuse some glitches in Vanguard that should never have been there. And there's also the time where you get stuck on random ledges and stuff. It's hard to mantle over certain things that you shouldn't be stuck on. Like you're stuck on like knee-high fences or rubble or something that you shouldn't get stuck on any other COD. So, but besides 2042's obvious visual glitches, some that are actually devastating to gameplay. Would you rather have your gameplay stunted or it be a unseeable mess? I guess I mean, then again, Vanguard had like a few issues with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One launch because it was very blurry. The render resolution was really low, and I don't know. Both of them are a disappointment. What is this guy saying? At least Halo Infinite was not that buggy.
Oh, besides like big team battle, like you could actually play the game, and it actually, it actually worked.
Oh yeah, certainly.
It was still fun, despite the fact there's not as many maps. There should be by now.
Yeah, other than the content drought, I mean, at least it was enjoyable. There's a few minor, complaints, I guess, but other than progression and the lack of maps at launch and game modes that should have been in there at the first place, no offense, I'd rather have been dealing with Halo. And Halo Infinite was free. These other two games paid $60-$70 for. $80 probably for the bundle or something. I don't know. $100, and you're not even guaranteed to have your PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X in stock. What the fuck? Sorry.
Do the AVGN thing. That was going to be the perfect spot for it.
What were they thinking? What the fuck were they thinking? I gotta fucking... Oh, God, where the fuck is the Heineken? No. Not a Heineken. Rolling Rock. I need to down a Rolling Rock. Oh my God. That they only have Heineken. Fucking... My blood pressure is so...
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after this momentary break. And now that we're back from our break, I think it's time to bring up our next topic for the day, and we're going to talk about something with Stadia.
Okay.
Now, what's been going on with Stadia is the fact that if you look over here, is that, as we all know, Google Stadia was originally going to be more of a competitor with Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft, but it kind of just got devolved into like a third-party platform cloud streaming service. And now,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I say it's okay. And now, as we see from Business Insider, they're saying that they're saying that the entire Stadia project has been demoted within Google, and its new priority is to power experiences for companies including Peloton, Bungie, and Capcom, rather than attracting more games to Stadia itself. So, in other words, the idea is that instead of being like its own platform that you can set up games for, it's something that Google can license out to companies to power applications.
Oh, I see.
So, for instance, if you look at Peloton bikes, the Peloton fitness bikes,
Yeah.
they have a game called Lane Break that's on them, and it's actually being used by Google's cloud technology, which is now known as Google Stream.
Oh. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've always thought about gamifying exercise.
Yeah. So, probably what they're doing now is instead of Stadia being its own platform, it's just the fact that now the technology is being licensed to other developers so they can use it for their own applications.
Certainly, yeah.
Now, I think this is a better move for Stadia, honestly. Like, if you see like how much the whole thing has failed on them.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubting that it failed. I remember they were giving away for free, and I think that's how you own one. Like, it was like a freebie with something. And it's just like, it's not great or that's not like a profitable way, but okay, I guess. I mean, if it's broke, of course, fix it, That source it out to other people to make it better, I guess.
Yeah, so in other words, like, you're not going to... So pretty much what's going to probably happen is that eventually down the road, the Stadia service itself will probably get canceled. You'll get, like, Steam or Uplay codes for the games.
Oh, that's sad. Okay. All right,
I think that's what's going to happen eventually. It's not confirmed now. So I do remember that when the way I got Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my PC was actually through, no joke, when Google Stadia was originally known as Project Stream, like a beta version of Stadia, and literally no joke, after the test was done, they're like, here's a code for Uplay for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, have fun.
Oh, okay.
So I literally just got the game for free, I think like a couple months after launch. Just from testing out Stadia.
That's pretty cool. Though I wonder if the Stadia will just kind of become e-waste, if they're just gonna, like, discontinue it.
That's what I mean. I feel like that's what's going to happen. That eventually, Google's, instead of just doing a whole Stadia platform, they're just going to do, like we see here, license out the technology. Like, hey, you can use our technology to power your experience and just do whatever you want with it. And if you scroll down the article further, you can see here, current format in place that the priority was now on proof of concept work for Google Stream and securing white label deals. One estimated about 20% of the focus was on the consumer platform or Stadia itself.
Huh.
So translation, 80% of the cloud technology money they would have used, according to Google Stream, is used towards these licensing deals. And 20% of their entire focus is just on Stadia.
Yeah, I see. And makes sense that they would want to exit or something,
Yeah. And they even say that two sources told Business Insider that Google Stadia boss Phil Harrison, now it reports to Jason Rosenthal, Google's vice president of subscription services, instead of directly to Google hardware boss Rick Osterloh, which they say it's a demotion for the entire Stadia division. And on top of it, too, they're also saying another example of this licensing of the technology is, look at this. Peloton isn't the only company that's quietly using Google Stadia as a white label service. AT&T confirmed that its own free browser-based access to Batman Arkham Knight last October ran on Stadia Tech. And that Capcom is also in talks to do the same with web-based demos of its games. And Destiny developer Bungie was looking to build its own stream platform on top of Google Stream.
So, I mean, it's not just you know, I mean, it feels like it's on life support, you know, in a sense, with like just kind of being used here and there for like very odd jobs, you know. Like, I mean, it's better than just, you know, it being a thing and then be like, whatever, you know. But what about this tweet down here? Actually, now you mention it.
So
I mention it.
So if you look at the top before then, it says Google spokesperson Patrick Sable provides with this statement on the matter of, you know, with all this white labeling. We announced our intentions of helping publishers and partners deliver games directly to the gamers last year, and have been working toward that. The first manifestation has been our partnership with AT&T, who is offering Batman Arkham Knight available to their customers for free. While we won't be commenting on any rumor or speculation regarding the other industry partners, we are still focused on bringing great games to Stadia in 2022. With 200 plus titles currently available, we expect to have another 100 plus games added to the platform this year, and currently have 50 games available to claim in Stadia Pro. Later in the day, Google also subtweeted the report. If you hear one thing, hear this. The Stadia team is working really hard on a great future for Stadia in cloud gaming. We hope you agree, and we know the proof is in the playing. To me, I kind of don't buy this, honestly. I mean, look at the amount of titles there is available. It's 200 plus titles currently available on the platform. I don't think that's a good look.
No. I mean, the sad part is that, you know, people have been getting into, you know, PC gaming a lot, like these years, and that contributes to the silicon shortage and stuff. It's a really sad sight, in my opinion, is that, you know, game streaming platforms like this, you know, not doing as well or performing terribly, even in a position where, you know, streaming games instead of, you know, remotely hosting them and playing them from hardware, you know, it's interesting to see a platform like this be down in the dumps, you know. That's something I've noticed, is that it's, you know, it's very accessible to just pick up and play. You don't need to have a computer all set up and all that, you know, and for a console shortage, something like that. It's also something to take note of. I don't know, it's weird that they're in this position, and yet it's one of the best times to, you know, nip in the bud the opportunity.
I mean, you're fucking Google. Like, how do you lose to this?
Exactly, and you know, that's another thing, is Google is like the, you know, instead of searching something, we say we Google something. It's the, you know, like, it's the thing we use when we use the internet. We Google something. You know, Google is Android. You know, we have all of our phones except for, you know, these weird, like, off-brand ones, and iOS, you know. That's all of our phones, you know. You're Google. How does me not taking this cruddy phone, which for some reason just turned on, I don't know why, this cruddy phone that I have, which you can't see, but how can I not just have, like, a Stadia app that I can stream, I don't know, Red Dead 2 from, I guess, or something, or Halo Infinite even. I can play it on my phone with the cafe internet, you know?
Well, the thing is, there actually is a Stadia app on your phone you can stream games with, but even then.
Well, I mean, at that point, then yes, but why is that not being utilized as much? I apologize. I hope that didn't sound ignorant. But if that is the case, then why are people not taking advantage of that? Because a phone is pretty cheap. I mean, compared to a $1,000 plus whatever graphics card you want sort of computer, you know?
Right.
It's so crazy.
I think it only works once you realize Game Pass exists. Because for $15 a month, you get access to Game Pass Ultimate, which also gives you access to cloud streaming with over 100 games on the fly.
And also GeForce Now, which thankfully is an exclusive, you know.
Right. So, in a way, not only is that, but Google just gave up on it way too soon. They didn't, think about it this way. Google was going to have, first-party developed games for the service. And literally, right after Cyberpunk 2077 came out, they had stopped all ambitions of it.
No. I don't know. It's such a, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, they just gave up on it, you know. They really just gave up on Stadia and took a nosedive with it. This should be like the beat. I guess, I mean, it's kind of old fashioned to say that, but this should have been the shit, you know. This should have been the thing that everyone is using their phones for, you know. You walk out, you know, instead of somebody watching a YouTube video, they're playing a game on their phone with a controller that's Bluetoothed to it, or somebody is using a really cruddy, you know, old Mac or something like that, and they're playing, you know, a really, really, new game that shouldn't be able to run on that hardware because they're instead streaming it.
Right.
I know game streaming isn't perfect. Sorry, I know game streaming isn't perfect. You can either you feel the input latency, or you feel the visual fidelity dropping, or sometimes it stutters, I guess. But other than that, if you can't afford a gaming PC, can't build one, or you're in some sort of bad position, you know, it's not a bad option, and I don't understand why Google hasn't done anything to progress their version of it, because it's such a interesting concept, you know.
To say something, to say the least, I mean, Google had a lot of these features planned, like YouTube integration with Stadia, with the idea that if someone live stream a game on YouTube, they can be like, oh hey, this game's also available on Stadia. Just click on the link here and you can just go immediately play the game through Stadia. They were gonna have something like that.
That is fucking awesome. You're watching I don't know, your favorite Let's Player playing a game, and then you just fire it up through the eye icon in the top right corner, you know? Oh my god, that's... why did they fuck that up?
Well, the problem is that they had a free tier and a paid tier. And yet the problem is they didn't include all the main enticing features for the thing on the day it came out.
Oh.
So while they announced plans oh hey, we have this plan for have a YouTube integration with Stadia, and as soon as they mentioned that, the thing came out, and you're like, well, all the super cool things we could have done with Stadia are not there. Believe it or not, when Stadia first came out, the only way you could do anything with Stadia was the fact that you had to actually have the Chromecast Pro Edition to have the Chromecast and everything, and just get a phone with the Stadia app on it, and that's the only way you can get it on TV. So playing games on a web browser was not even a thing you could do at launch.
Yeah, I just, oh god.
So if they didn't screw up the launch of Stadia, I feel it could have been a lot bigger than it should have been.
They really should have. Yeah, they really should have just. It should have gone so much more than it initially was. My gosh.
Yeah. I honestly feel like they should have had every feature at launch. Both the free tier and the paid tier should have been there at launch. Because back then, you only had the Stadia Pro tier, which is the only way you could actually utilize the service.
You know, that's the thing I noticed is that everyone is like drip feeding features, and they're not doing it at launch. You know?
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
But yeah. Honestly, though, like, it's a shame that Stadia is, demoted. Like, it could have been something so much more. And then here it is, just practically being given away for free. Yeah. And just not being utilized for what it originally was meant to be.
Yeah.
On the bright hand, though, let's talk about the fact that the Pokémon Diamond and Pearl sound library is now available for content creators and stuff.
Oh, yes, this.
So essentially what it is if you scroll all the way down, what it is it's the Pokemon Company letting people use the soundtracks for videos and music compilations and for non-commercial events, etc.
Wow. That's all I could say. It's like, wow.
So, for instance, if we wanted to, we can use the Pokeball sound effect from Diamond and Pearl in our GAHCast videos and say we caught the rubber duckies.
I swear if that's a post-edit sound effect, I swear to God.
I'm not going to do it for this one, but in the future videos.
You caught me in a Pokeball. Oh my God. I'm being sucked into the Pokeverse.
Oh, tell me how inside a Pokeball feels. Here, it's supposed to feel pretty nice and cozy for the trap creatures.
All I can say is PETA was right. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, no. All I could say is it's like being suspended in a chocolate shell, and if you're allergic to chocolate, then it's butterscotch. And if you're allergic to butterscotch and chocolate, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Vanilla. And if you're allergic to all three of those, there's a burning hell waiting for you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Whatever happiness is to you, that's what it is.
Right. So, it's like it makes us wonder, like, this actually could be pretty good. Like, it's like how we mentioned, I think, one of the episodes, or maybe while we were chatting, the copyright law should be that, hey, if you're doing anything for non-commercial use, you should be able to use the music for any project you want. But once you get into the commercial license tier, you should have to pay some sort of money in order to be able to utilize these songs.
Yeah, because you are profiting off of another creator, but yeah, though I feel like copyright law is really outdated, and it only appeals to stuff that, in my opinion, I feel like it only appeals to I guess you know, like, it appeals to original types of media that were around at that time, you know? Like, I feel like if you were to, you know, um, like, if you wrote a book at that time, and it was obviously plagiarized, you know, then that's different from having, you know, some music being playing in the background, you know, for something that you're not even profiting off of. You know, it might be a public performance, but what you tell me I couldn't go to Central Park as a public performance and like play my rendition of Baby Metal, I guess, or something.
Woo!
Or something like that. Like, you're telling me I couldn't grab Hydrowave here and we could just rock out in one of these, you know? We couldn't just, you know, dress up 100% in Baby Metal attire and just, you know, get our guitars. Where's the guitar? I'm just gonna use this gun as an example. Fuck. You know. And we couldn't be playing some riffs from our favorite metal artists. Obviously, metal, you know. You know, and then have Hatsune Miku be our vocalist. Then that is utter bullshit if we could not. And as such, you're telling me that Epic Games cannot own that parody rendition of Default Dance. But also we can't publicly do it without copyright. I'm getting my words mixed up. I'm having like a stroke, I think. Give me 1 second. Anyways, back to Pokemon. I just feel like copyright laws are a bit iffy, you know, and they only appeal to, you know, higher ups nowadays that have more power than us. You know, I feel like they don't really, I feel like it's not a good, system anymore because the world has changed a lot since the initial copyright acts were, you know, hell, even if they were updated, you know, when was copyright made? 1790. That was when fucking George Washington was like
The first
I
president
think
of the United
still
States.
alive. Yeah.
You should probably look up when the copyright law last updated.
Okay, yes. Last. So according to this Quora person, Tapan Chakraborty or something, 1976. United States copyright law was last generally revised by the Copyright Act of 1976, codified in Title 17 of the United States Code. And yeah, you know,
That 30 years worth, actually more than 30 years worth of freaking updating we have to do.
yeah, the most recent was like the Copyright Amendment Act in 1984. Apparently, that was like the timeline of it. And apparently, oh yes, and I think this was like touched upon by Disney so they could keep Mickey Mouse or something. I don't know. And you have like 70 years after you die for somebody to swoop up your copyright, and then it goes into public domain. So yeah, I mean, there were a few like policies and reports, I guess, that were like thrown about, but fuck's sake, if it isn't, you know, there wasn't anything significant to point out, you know, just shitty, like, it's not enough, you know.
Right. All I can say about this is that at least A, Nintendo Ninjas will go after you for trying to use Pokemon sound effects from this game. And B, we can catch some rubber duckies with the Pokeballs.
Woo! And also, we can now hear Diamond and Pearl music without, in the background of, unmonetized videos.
Bigger, yes. This is truly a win for the player.
Yes, certainly. This is good for the player.
Absolutely.
This is good for Twitch streamers, actually, I think.
So long as they're not
It's
trying
like-
to make money off of it, unlike someone else that we know.
Speaking of money, financial results from Nintendo. Speaking of Nintendo,
Yeah, and it still floats with Nintendo, so yeah.
when they're not trying to be charitable, they're making money.
And ladies and gentlemen, this
Sorry.
is why Alpaca doesn't want to get a Switch, because he feels that they're being too harsh on the consumer for doing almost nothing. Just kidding.
No.
But anyways, let's get on to the real news here. After I refresh this page like 5,000 times to get it to load.
Support Nintendo when they strive to create NFTs for the masses. I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, they don't seem to have current plans for that right now, which we'll get to that soon.
Oh, wow. Wow, Miyamoto. What the hell? No, I'm just kidding.
But anyway, so if you look at this PowerPoint slide that actually has context.
Yep.
We're just going to keep scrolling a little bit. I'm not going to focus as much on the consolidated financial highlights, so we're going to skip that for now. But I will like to focus on this briefly, and this paragraph down here. So look at the regional split. I want you to see something. Which region makes the most amount of money?
The Sinnoh region. No, I'm just kidding.
No, go to page 4 of the PDF.
I'm sorry. Alright, oh, wow. Okay, so, yeah, the Americas. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but... Europe is so small, though. Wow.
Where's
It's a
the
pretty
thing?
big place.
Combining the United States and Europe together is about 59%. Now, think of it this way. Nintendo primarily likes to make decisions for the 21% in Japan. So put that into perspective. That means most of the decision making they make revolves more about Japan and not what the rest of the world wants.
I mean, I understand that because Japanese culture is a bit different.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
if they're into business and stuff, though, I mean, aren't there like, yeah, that I get what you mean. Like, Japan is only a like fraction, like, of course, it's just like, what is that, 20? Yeah, 21%. But yeah, wow. And the rest of the world is like, wow. That's all I can say. You know.
But if you look down here, you can see as we get down here, it says sales, our dedicated video game business declined by 6.1% year on year to whatever that is. Sales increased this fiscal year compared to last year when Animal Crossing New Horizons, which was a large driver of the overall Switch business. However, cumulative sales of Nintendo hardware have now grown beyond 100 million units. As a result of continued good sales of new and evergreen titles that have leveraged this install base, overall net sales reached the third highest level of sales in a third quarter. So, translation, Switch is doing extremely well, and it is practically Nintendo's one of their few. Actually, I think the second or third system that reached over 100 million systems sold. It beat the Wii.
And the Wii was a printer.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. The Wii was a system that was primarily catered towards soccer moms who only bought Wii Sports, and that was it.
And the Switch is a portable tablet with detachable controllers that's no catering to those soccer moms who are now much older and want to sit down and farm with anthropomorphic animals.
And on top of it, too, like I said before, it's technically a tablet I can plug into a TV. But still.
And that, too.
And obviously Nintendo's mobile efforts have declined. And that could also make sense too because of the fact that they haven't been focusing on. I haven't seen another mobile release from Nintendo recently. And I remember explicitly mentioning, I think they mentioned at one point that they slowed it down mobile development because Animal Crossing did so well.
Oh.
So less microtransactions. Woo! This slide we don't care about. This slide we don't really care about. This slide we don't really care about. This one's kind of important. Look at this. So go to page 8.
Okay.
The forecast sales volume for Nintendo Switch hardware for this fiscal year was revised downward by 1 million units from the previous forecast of 23 million units, in light of the impact of the shortage in semiconductor components on production. However, we revised the forecast sale for the Nintendo Switch software up by 20 million units to 220 million units, considering the sales performance throughout the third quarter. So this is just showing that the impact of the chip shortage is still being relevant.
Certainly.
And we keep going down. I think this is the slide that starts to get really important. Go to page 10.
Oh yeah, I'm on it. Oh, this is the one. Oh my god. Look at Pokémon and Mario Kart.
Mario Kart never ceases to end, because if you go to the other article from Nintendo's financial site, and then go to top selling sale units.
Oh my god. Why are so many people buying Mario Kart 8?
Just on the Switch, it's at 43.35 million units.
Who the fuck buys this racing game? It's just fucking Mario Kart. I understand Pokemon. It's racing.
And if you click on where it says Wii U, it's at 8.46 million units. So combine the two together, you get like 51.7 million units for Mario Kart.
That's not... What the fuck? I wouldn't be surprised if they sold more Mario Kart than they did either of the systems. Like, they probably sold more Mario Kart 8 than fucking the Wii U combined. Or something.
Well, then again, keep in mind, yeah, Mario Kart, technically, I think, yeah. Like, this Wii U had like 13 million units or something like that. So, yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe already outsold the Wii U anyways.
Jesus fuck. It's a video game versus a console.
Same thing with Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing and Smash both outsold the Wii U.
Jesus Christ. And the fucking Pokemon. It's almost 14 million.
And that just came out like November.
And that's just November. Oh my god. This is fucking crazy. The fuck? Man, imagine being in a position where your entire, fan base just wants more Mario Kart 8. You can't even make a sequel. It's selling so well.
Like that.
I mean, that's like...
Why couldn't they make Mario Kart 8 a freaking more of a live service? Just make it the option to buy more DLC for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You could have made more money off of that than making Mario Kart 9.
This is like they could have pulled a Rockstar or a Todd Howard and milked Skyrim and Grand Theft Auto 5 until those otters were very, very oh my god, holy shit. And people just keep on buying it.
I mean, look at this here. It's just like, looking at the software sales over the 3-month period, both Mario Party Superstars, released in October, and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shine Pearl, which they mentioned released in November, got off to a good start, with the former at 5.43 million units and the latter 13.97 million units. Titles released in the previous fiscal years also continue to do well, with resulting in an increase from the same period last year to overall sales of 85.4 million units.
Just this year.
And they showed up a graph of the Switch sales. They showed annual playing users. And we scroll down more. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Go to page 13.
All right.
And this is the global sell-through rate of first-party titles. Now, if you look at where it says previous, so if you look at new titles released in the year, you can see Metroid Dread released with 2.3 million units. Mario Golf Superstars released at 2 million. Skyward Sword HD released with 3.2 million. I think we talked about both Mario and Zelda earlier, the party and Mario and the Giant Shine Zero, so we're gonna skip through that.
Oh my god. I don't know how to say this. It's just insane with both Mario Kart 8 and the amount of people buying Pokemon as well. But also, look, you notice how Metroid gets 2.3 million? Mm-hmm. I wonder if they should tap more into that market because, Metroid, it's been on hiatus for a long time, I know. Also, look at Skyward Sword. That's a remake, or a remaster, and it was something from the Wii. So, anyway.
And you can see Smash and Zelda still sell.
Certainly. No doubt.
And we can scroll down a little bit more.
Oh, and 3D World. The Switch release, not the Wii U.
And that still contained the Bowser's Fury DLC expansion thing to that. That makes Mario 3D World even. And it gives another more open area of 3D World even.
Yeah.
And you can see the digital sales trend and how that's doing. And you can see this was before Legends Arceus and the Forgotten Land came out. By the way, if you care about Forgotten Land, that is the first 3D mainline Kirby game.
Yeah, I know about that. You mentioned it might take on the formula of Breath of the Wild, in a sense.
Well, it's more think of more like 3D Land or 3D World.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Then.
Or Odyssey.
Yeah, okay. Also, I think we were talking about how the buildings looked a lot like really ruinous.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And yeah, that's about it. But yeah, what do you think of all this stuff here for this financial report?
I mean, other than like, sales and stuff, of course, because like, I mean, it's not me making the money, so I don't really care. But I guess, but oh my God, Mario Kart 8, it's still fucking selling. It's like a slot machine that just keeps on dispensing, even though it's ran out of coins. It's still, But I mean, awesome.
Hey, to be fair, at least their slideshow is more entertaining than Sony's slideshow, so I'll give you that one.
Yeah, certainly. At least they don't fucking break the laws of physics buying a fucking re-release of a game, 7.93 million times over.
I mean, to be fair, I am one of the people that also...
Motherfucker. I don't even own it. Man, I feel like I'm in like a crowd of people that own it, and like I'll just go to somebody's randomly just go into somebody's house and just see a copy just lying about there on the shelf. I swear to God, it'll be as simple as that.
Oh, and
Where did he go? Oh. Oh, for fuck's sake. He doesn't even... He has the Wii U version. Jesus. Why did you do that to yourself? Do I have the Wii U version at least? God,
honestly, the reason why I bought the Switch version in the first place was because this was when the Switch just came out, and I wanted a game to play, and obviously having Mario Kart 8 means you can at least play with people online.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Like, oh, man. I really need to reevaluate my content. It should just be Mario 8 Deluxe all the day. You'll see me in a kart racer next episode.
With rubber duckies.
Shut up.
And we also have some investor questions from Nintendo. And if you scroll down,
My God, the Nintendo Switch has sold more physical Switches than the Wii U has sold software. Oh my God.
anyways, just take a look at the third article I have about Nintendo.
Oh, okay,
From
yeah.
Nintendo
No, I was
Everything?
looking at that. I was like, wow. Oh, okay. Nintendo on Switch demand and production. Metaverse / NFT interest.
So if you scroll down to this question, how think about Metaverse and NFT? This is what they say.
Okay.
We do have interest in this area. We feel the potential in this area, but we wonder what joy we can provide in this area, and this is difficult to define right now.
Oh my God, Nintendo.
So probably what they're saying is, yes, we're looking into it, but we don't feel like we can do a good job at it right now.
They could be our saviors. I don't know what I'm saying. They should, but remember we were talking about the Miiverse? What if they just made the Miiverse? The Metaverse.
Well, technically you can make Miis on the Switch, so it could be possible.
I have plans for you.
But then again, you could technically view Animal Crossing New Horizons as a metaverse.
Yeah. I remember. Oh my gosh, yeah. That. Yeah. What if they make Animal Crossing, and you're me, but it's. Oh my god. What if there was like an update that made everything like combined into a metaverse or something? The metaverse. You have to pronounce it very specifically, like Italiano. Metaverse, like Mario.
That would be kind of funny if you think about it. And on top of it too, what also is nice about this too, I mean, with Animal Crossing being a metaverse, I mean, I guess you could say it's not nice, but if you think of Animal Crossing being a metaverse, a lot of people actually hosted talk shows in Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, and what if that is public performance and we can play Diamond and Pearl soundtrack? I'm moving more towards Eastern European, but still, the point still stands.
Right.
What if we had Metaverse and Animal Crossing? We had Baby Metal concert. We could very much have a wonderful time at the Metaverse. We could have sing with the Metal Son and Baby Son, and have fun times with Isabel. and tell that Tom Nook to shove his taxes right up his ass.
Well, speaking of metaverses, we could talk about Metaworms.
Oh yes, Team 17 unveils Metaworms NFTs. Oh, the Scheiße. I don't know why I'm saying German words. I should be calling them Suka Bliatz, but you know.
God damn it, Alpaca, if you're gonna be proud being Italian the rest of the episode, just get a mustache on you for freak's sakes.
Oh, yeah.
Get a mustache and a chef hat or something.
I thought I defined myself as Eastern European, but it is okay. I am, I could be a mixed origin. Okay, we could all be one as a whole.
Okay, that's sweet. Anyways, so there's a series called Worms, and they're getting an NFT version. And apparently, what the original plan was going to do is that they were going to pledge an amount to donate a cut of the proceeds to Coin for Planet, which is an initiative that supports multiple sustainability efforts. The donor chosen to donate specifically to Refeed Farm Plan, which supports food waste processing worm beds. And this was because, I guess, T17 acquired Astragon for $86 million to expand its non-violent gaming offering, and it picked up in... Yeah, so that's what happened there. They were just going to make NFTs, and they were going to donate the funds to a farm. Like a farm plan that supported food waste processing worm beds.
Nice.
That seemed pretty iconic, but again, this is NFTs, and we all know how much the current implementation of NFTs kind of suck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I look like Pringles, by the way. Anyways. I just realized I look like a lot like the Pringles can. No, I know. I mean, yeah, but isn't Worms like, you know, really like sacred almost. It's like taking oh shit. I searched up worms, but I didn't say game, so I got a picture of a bunch of worms. Yeah, isn't worms kind of like worms is like a really I mean, people when they think of that worm game, I guess. I don't know much about it, honestly, but I know that it's a thing.
Me neither, but I feel like the series is too small to really make any use of NFTs.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of just like stepping on holy ground in a sense.
Yeah. However, when you look at the next update, that should load at any second, we'll see that they listen to their teammates, development partners, and their game communities and the concerns that they express, and therefore taking the decision to back step from the NFT space.
And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll find a guy named Robotic Potato that is showing a worm falling into the ocean. And, it's funny that people, like, really revolted. And I don't understand why they even tried, They like... it's like... It's such a... niche, like it's like I said, it's stepping on holy ground, I don't know why they even did this, think about it.
Right. But what may not be as much of holy ground is GameStop officially confirming their entry into the NFT Marketplace.
Awesome. Thanks, GameStop.
Thanks, GameStop, for reducing your shelving of video games and practically have no games ever taking my step in the store.
Yeah, and then being part of a money-making exploit for bitcoins, I think.
And then I think the only positive thing that for Alpaca is they sell those Hatsune Miku rubber duckies.
Oh, fuck. You see, Suka, I do not like Hatsune Miku. Anyway,
Anyways, so GameStop is planning to launch its own marketplace for non-fungible tokens and is co-creating an up to $100 million fund for game developers who use it. Marketplace marks GameStop's expansion from a popular meme stock to a company that dabbles in cryptocurrencies and Web3 tech. And it's built on the Immutable X, which is a platform based on the popular Ethereum cryptocurrency blockchain. Designed by Immutable, the company behind the NFT trading card game Gods Unchained, Immutable X is intended to mitigate the biggest drawback to Ethereum, its massive energy consumption, and the high associated gas fees, which can add exorbitant processing costs to any transaction. Protocol combines hundreds of thousands of sale records into a single transaction that's written to the Ethereum blockchain. Immutable promises to make up for the environmental costs it does incur by paying for carbon offsets. So, yeah. Alpaca, I know you're hiding in the back shadow.
You see, Suka, this is fucking terrible.
anyway, oh shit. You see, Suka, this is bullshit. This offsetting bullshit is not right, okay? We need to plant more trees, not worry about money in the sky. I don't know. Great. Well, GameStop is officially fucking broke. And is now delving into what seems like an easy market.
This is the same thing that happened to Radio Shack. Remember that.
Yes. Yes, and Blockbuster, you know.
Well, more so Radio
Trying
Shack,
to
because
tap-
Blockbuster just kind of stuck with just doing DVDs. Radio Shack, however, got to a point where they were so desperate they tried to cling on to anything.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's a better example. I mean, with Blockbuster, they kind of just like stuck to their own ways, but also tried to kind of be like, well, you know, we got that thing you can rent, by the way. But nah, fuck.
Yeah, GameStop loses in a race of how the hell do we survive?
Yeah.
Whether the last major video game chain that's out there.
Unfortunate, but meh.
Go support your retro gaming stores instead.
Yeah, go to support your local businesses. The only way you can really save the physical game store, you know.
Go find yourself some copies of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or Sonic
go
3.
buy some Pokemon. Go buy some Pokemon cards from them, because some of them are intercontinental and sell Pokemon cards too.
Exactly. Just go to your retro gaming store and buy some stuff, and I'm sure you'll have much better time, and you get to preserve history.
Oh yeah, and you actually meet up with some cool people, not people who feel like they're forced to live there or something.
Yes. And then just don't be one of those people that like to think that retro gaming is bad.
Yeah. And don't, like, cause a fit in the middle of a GameStop because you can't get your way.
Just do what Christine Chan did.
You went too far. Did I overstep my boundaries? I forgot. I don't know what you're talking. Oh my god.
So Christine Chan, who originally was Chris Chan, went to a GameStop. It had a massive fit inside a GameStop. I think it resulted in her being arrested.
Oh. That's not what I was mentioning, but oh.
Just don't do that.
That's not what I was referring to, but okay, holy shit. Okay.
I always take things to the next level, so I apologize.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about the that one guy who just decided to knock over a shelf and walked out. I don't even know what the context was.
However, while we do know GameStop is a tech company desperate for, NFTs, what about a company that is trying to develop NFTs, or try to build a metaverse?
Oh, yes.
Well, we could talk about how Meta is currently going through a $10 billion loss right now.
Yeah, that's a bit more pivotable. You know what I'm trying to say. It's a bit more of a head turner.
So, probably what
10 billion.
So, probably what's happening is the company lost over $10 billion on its Reality Labs division in 2021, according to its fourth quarter earnings report. They're saying that this fully realized vision is still a long ways off, and although the direction is clear, our path ahead is not yet perfectly defined. And they're saying the company planned to launch a new high-end VR headset as well as a mobile version of its Horizon VR experience. And it's the first time the company shared the financial performance of the AR and VR division that's central to its metaverse ambitions. And that the metaverse isn't yet turning a profit is a surprise. And it says, but combined with flat user growth and continued hit to its advertising is the company's fourth quarter results sent Meta stock into a nosedive on Wednesday. And they say that among the concerns, Facebook's daily active users declined from 1.93 billion to 1.92 billion. And they're saying they blame it as increased competition from TikTok.
I mean, I don't think TikTok's really the same. I don't know.
Well, the thing is that they're saying we're in the middle of a transition on our own services towards short form videos like Reels. Reels is now our fastest growing content format by far. But he's saying that Reels doesn't yet monetize as well as stories or feeds. The Facebook founder said last quarter that attracting young adults between the ages of 18 and 29 would be one of its top priorities.
Yeah, I see how that goes. Yeah, because I know a lot of people think Facebook is like a boomer site, so I can see why they're doing that sort of stuff, because some people just it's, you know, some people just don't get it, you know.
Yeah, I think part of the problem too is the fact that the older generations, you have a harder time getting them in, but once you get them in, they're fucking in.
Yeah.
The older generations, what they tend to do is that if they find something, they'll stick to it for a lot longer than the younger generations, because the younger generations will flock off to other things.
Yeah, and I see that can be attributed to attention spans and maybe can't teach an old dog new tricks sort of stuff, I guess. You know, that type of idea. Anyways, continue on.
Yep. So while one company is getting a loss from their metaverse emissions, how about getting your tax with cryptocurrency?
No. No. Oh my god, no. No. Jesus. Imagine, I mean, yes, actually, because what if the coin that you get is like really volatile, and then tomorrow you wake up and your tax refund has now turned into your lifetime savings worth of value.
That is a possibility, but anyways, so what happens is that TurboTax partnered with Coinbase. And the idea is simple. You begin fire taxes with the Coinbase section of the TurboTax website, and then you log in using your TurboTax credentials and complete the tax return. And after a tax refund is calculated, TurboTax will ask you to enter account details to receive the refund. And then from there, it's good. If you follow the directions of the Coinbase option, they'll set up your direct deposit account. And then from there, you're good to go. And yeah, so essentially you could just get your tax return with just freaking cryptocurrency.
Pretty pretty substantial. I mean, the thing is I like the thing I just mentioned before. Imagine that happens. I mean, it's cryptocurrency, so who knows? But wow. Well, that's cool. Yeah. I guess I'd love to have that happen, and then all of a sudden, wait. I thought I only got like what, $100? I don't know.
And now it's $10,000.
Yeah, now it's like, oh god, that would be like waking up to like a tree that you just planted into a full-grown, like, you know, elder tree. It looks like the Deku tree from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I hear you.
For scale purposes.
Of course. Yeah. And then that way, Alpaca can finally get his baby metal collection fully set up. He can have baby metal t-shirts and concert posters and... Or he can
you were
just use,
saying?
or he can use it to build a super ridiculous.
Oh. With the alpaca coin. You can now listen to Baby Metal free of charge.
I was gonna say that Alpaca could also use that $10,000 to make a super ridiculous game PC.
Yes. Oh, fuck. Or I can buy one of these.
That is true.
What is this image? Oh, shit.
That's cursed alpaca. You don't want to see that.
No, you don't.
But if you saw that, if you saw that, I hope you didn't close your. I hope you close your eyes and run away to some refuge.
Yeah. Either that or, you know.
Right.
Is anybody here like alpaca? Another way. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I mean, hey, finally they can. Actually, no, they can't. They could have, but now they can't. They could have seen me through the device and enjoyed
Oh yes,
myself.
please. We have to talk about the supposed death of the HoloLens. What is this rumor? What is this whole thing about?
Okay, so they're very divided on like the mixed reality team that creates the stuff, that works on the stuff. Very divided on like what to do, because it says the future of Microsoft's HoloLens is reportedly uncertain as the company struggles to put together a coherent mixed reality strategy. Tech giant scrapped its plan for what had been the HoloLens 3 in recent months. At least one of publication sources believes it's the end for the headset. In addition, the sources said Microsoft inked a deal to team up with Samsung to develop a brand new mixed reality device, which has caused an internal divide within the mixed reality division. Frank Shaw denied that the HoloLens is dead. That's Microsoft spokesperson, one of them. It's a critical part of the company's plans for emerging categories like mixed reality and the metaverse. So it's pretty much a rumor at this point, because they're not confirming that it is anywhere near dead. As a matter of fact, this person says that that they're still committed to it, but there's definitely a scramble. Like the team apparently is divided on a few, I guess, politics in the company, I guess, kind of, in a sense. Like it's, as far as this article says, honestly, I really think they should work on, like something like bringing augmented reality, like bring back like the Kinect, but bring back like virtual dogs that you can pet. That will solve everything. Anyways, I'm just kidding. No, create a digital version of me, and then I can like, I don't know, something. Oh, wait, no. Bring the waifu to you with augmented reality. No, I'm just kidding.
Finally, Alpaca can meet up with the Bay Metal girls.
Shut up.
Or Hatsune Miku.
Anyways, What are your like? What are you? What do you think?
It's interesting to think about this in some ways. I mean, I haven't heard anything about the HoloLens 3 in a while, but
I forgot what the HoloLens was.
it was an AR headset that you use. So it's not like VR where you get immersed in the world. It's like AR it enhances the world around you.
Yeah, it's like a reverse VR headset. Instead of a digital world you're seeing through another camera, but that camera, the device that's projecting that camera's sight is also a screen that can be manipulated by the software to create 3D objects and stuff.
Yep. So for instance, we could have a Hatsune Miku model on Alpaca's desk.
No.
Or we could have a female version of Alpaca nearby.
It is a wondrous thing, the technology that we have, and if only we could, create a clone, and then all of a sudden, what? Where'd my dick go? I'm just kidding. What? What the fuck? Anyway.
But they're saying here that it's likely that there's going to be... So you know how Windows already has like the mixed reality headsets?
I guess
the ones that aren't Oculus or HTC.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Windows have these specific headsets that they partner off with companies like Acer or HP or Dell, whatever. And they all follow a Windows mixed reality standard.
Okay.
They might be doing something like that more so with a more AR focus. And since it's saying it's partnered with Samsung, that also could be likely.
I see. Okay.
But I have a feeling that the HoloLens concept is going to be around for a while because it's mostly been used for like business purposes. Like I don't see it in the consumer market very much. It's mostly used for business.
Yeah. I mean, I see it as a entertainment device, if you know what I mean.
For your rubber duckies.
Shut up. Okay. Those rubber duckies. All right, then. Not the, horrifying image that was on your background TV at the start of this episode. And also the same one in my 3D objects folder for some reason.
I mean, what if it's both the Hatsune Miku rubber ducky and the plain rubber duckies?
Then it is only a matter of time before one of them unveils the skies, and it's secretly all 3 baby metal people creating concert, and I'm bye.
All right. Well, before we get on to another topic, I'd like to just share some showcase announcements that are occurring soon.
Okay.
And there are 2 of them. One of them is the Galaxy Unpacked, which is going to take place on February 9th. So this is likely something that we're going to follow after this episode is done, because we're recording this as of Tuesday, February 8th. And they're speculating, according to Engadget, they are anticipating this is going to be another Samsung Galaxy phone. So likely something based off the... You're saying it could be a S22, which is like a slightly enhanced... You know what I mean? It's a more enhanced Galaxy phone.
Yeah.
And they're saying that another variant could be a Ultra variant, which will have some more RAM and better cameras.
Okay.
That's just one event here. The other one is an Apple event that's going to happen in early March.
All right.
Which they say could release another version of iOS at that time. And they're saying here that there could supposedly be another version of the iPhone SE, which is the budget version of the iPhone.
Right.
A refresh of the 2020 iPad Air, and a new Mac computer that'll feature Apple Silicon.
The M1.
I believe so, yeah. So it'll have an Apple chip, not like Intel or anything.
I see.
But they also say that Bloomberg didn't say much about the new Mac, but it could be a new 27-inch iMac Pro model. So that's like a desktop Mac that's using an ARM chip.
Yeah.
Thoughts about any of these events, or what you think what you'd like to see for some of these devices?
I mean, like, I'm not super into, the brand new phones and all that, but, I just really want to talk about, like, how, talk a little bit about how it's so interesting that we got these tiny little devices that use so little power and yet have so much, performance to them, they, I find them just interesting because I have a computer. It's right there. I mean, it can do pretty, awesome things.
Like
your
see
computer
Hatsune Miku in VR.
Yeah, and click the hide icon thing, and then I'm gone, and be able to, just like, I'm able to run games that look almost like real life, and I mean, kind of, not really, but
With rubber duckies.
but shut up, and we're able to have phones that can connect from we have phones that are not as powerful as that, but they're fit into such a tiny little package that you can just slip in your pocket and walk away. I can only hope for them to get better, I guess,
Of course, and eventually we get to the point where, who knows, maybe one of the cameras could actually start being a projector, and you'll project AR models of,
Shut up.
rubber duckies or Hatsune Miku or any J-pop metal girl.
And right click mute and check mark. Awesome. It's such a great advance in technology. I mean, hey, things, oh my god. But what if we could see iMessage reactions?
Yes.
From an Android.
Oh my god, yes. This is a blessing. I mean, we both have Android users, but my god. This story is so true for the both of us. It is ridiculous.
Finally, you be able to see the iMessage reactions from your best friend, Fat Llama.
Woo!
So apparently, like, on this image, there's a guy called Fat Llama, and it's like it's the red icon, and it's just like Who the fuck is Fat Llama? And how do I get in... No, I'm just kidding.
Who is Fat Llama and how can I join his mafia organization?
Who is Fat Llama and how do I, You know, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Who is Fat Llama and how do I impress it?
Yeah, so if any of you are seeing the video, this is the Fat Llama thing that Alpaca is making fun of over here. Anyways. So currently right now, Google Messages is starting to roll iMessage reactions in beta for Android users. And they say that once rolled out to your Android phone, Google Messages will convert iMessage reactions, or they also know as tapbacks, sent by iPhone users and respond to SMS/MMS messages. 7 appears as an annoying text version, i.e. loved testing. Which, thank God. That's the most annoying thing I have to deal with. Alpaca, you can attest to this.
I don't really deal with many, iMessage users, but, I can only imagine how annoying it is to see, somebody that, somebody that you think is like, I don't know, it just feels mocking almost until you realize that that's the problem with iMessages, is when you react to something. I don't know.
Like, it's too proprietary. That.
Yeah, like, it I don't know. It feels, feels off.
Yeah, and they show like what some of these reactions are. So, for instance, the iMessage heart becomes the smiley face with hard eyes. Similarly, haha is face with tears of joy. The exclamation mark becomes face with open mouth, and the question mark is thinking face.
Yeah, so like, what I mean is like, it feels alien. I don't know. It feels like you're translating, like it says translated from iPhone, but it literally feels like a translated message from somebody who doesn't speak your language. I don't know how to put it other than that. Like imagine I just text you and I'm just like, by the way, loved, parentheses.
Yeah. But could we also just implement just tapbacks in general for Android? That'd probably be the easiest thing, but it tries.
Or just like say no, I guess, and
Yeah.
block the offending user. I don't know.
Right. Overall, though, I do think this is going to be very helpful for Android users, because I just hate seeing this text saying, loved this message.
Yeah.
But we can also talk about Senate bill that's targeting in-app payment features. Something that'll make all the Fortnite fans pretty happy. Alex,
Finally, I'll be able to play Fortnite on iOS again.
Woo!
In China.
Who knows?
Anyways,
So what's saying here is the Senate Judiciary Committee passed its second tech competition bill of the year Thursday, this time targeting Apple and Google's mobile app stores and the restrictions on developers. The committee voted to advance the bipartisan Open App Markets Act 20-2 with Senate John Cornyn and Senator Tom Tillis, serving as the only no votes. Last month, the panel also voted to advance the American Innovation and Choice Online Act, which would accomplish some of the same goals, but impact a greater swath of tech companies by preventing dominant firms from unfairly ranking their own products above others or discriminating against rivals. And if we scroll here, the bill would make it so app stores with more than 50 million U.S. users cannot require developers to use the platform's payment system as a condition for distribution. They also can't prevent or punish developers for offering their apps at different price points elsewhere. It would additionally require the app stores to allow developers to directly reach their users for legitimate business purposes. Translation, this allows for multiple payment options, and they can charge, and that the developer can charge different prices in other stores.
So pretty much just a bunch of antitrust type, revisions, I guess.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but hold on one second. Discriminating against rivals. Well, is this like I don't know. Is this like Sega does what Nintendo don't sort of stuff, or is it like actually being rude and I don't understand that part, but anyways, so pretty much that type of stuff. Antitrust type laws.
I guess so. And additionally, if you look down in the couple paragraphs down, it says, in a letter to Judiciary Committee, there's obtained by CNBC, Apple Senior Director of Government Affairs in the Americas, Timothy Powderly, wrote, "We are deeply concerned that the legislation, unless amended, would make it so easier for big social media platforms to avoid the pro-consumer practice of Apple's app stores and allow them to continue business as usual. It does so by mandating that Apple allow the sideloading of apps and app stores that need not comply with the app store's pro-consumer privacy protections." Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I remember Apple making a big deal about how sideloading is like, or was it Apple, right? They said that sideloading was like a security concern or something. But it just seemed like a very like anti allowing you to do whatever you want with your device sort of thing. So yeah, I remember seeing this that part of it I was reading this earlier. So yeah, I mean whatever helps people at the lower end kind of like not really even out, but whatever gives more of an edge to some people, some lower tier companies, I appreciate that, I guess,
Right. So if someone on iPhone wanted to download the Rubber Ducky App Store, they should be able to download the Rubber Ducky App Store.
Yes. And if they aren't allowed to, then the law. I don't know.
Right. But there is another quality of life issue that got introduced. Not quality of life, but quality of life improvement.
Oh, yes, improvement, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, this is something that I discovered. Do you want to take this away, or should I?
Yeah, so pretty much like if you're on a mobile user, you'll notice that the mobile player got a little bit of a change, and you'll see that there's a like and dislike and a couple of the buttons on the bottom left corner if you're viewing it sideways. And now when you just tap the button, they tap your screen on the empty space, you'll see the button just pop up.
Oh wow! If you hover over the image, it allows you to like see the changes. But yeah, no. I mean, I noticed this change. Like I'm seeming a bit more over enthusiastic because it's like it's pretty cool, I guess. But I noticed this firsthand, so it's just a little different from I just noticed that the UI got updated, and it was. The only thing I don't like is that the autoplay button, it looks like it's on, even though it's not from the older ones.
Right.
But from the older version. But no, I thought this was pretty cool. And you can read comments in landscape. Anyways.
Yeah. Just a minor update on that. Another minor update we also have too is something to do with the Amazon Prime price hike.
What? Oh shit, that sucks.
No, this is definitely not good for the player.
No, it is not. It's going up to $15 or $14.99 if you want to be specific. It went from $10 to now it was 13, and now it's 15. So, and it's gonna total 139 per year. So, it's gonna kick in the 18th for new customers, but if you're already subscribed, it won't happen until you renew after the 25th.
Yeah.
So sign up now. I guess, before the 18th.
Yeah, sign up now or get fucked.
Basically, driver and FE for style.
I mean, I would highly recommend you get this price now, so that way if any of you need your rubber duckies or Hatsune Miku figures.
I'm gonna find out your address and send you an entire fucking bucket worth of them, and so you can shut your fucking mouth. It'll be in like a shitty cardboard box that looks like it came from the deep web, and you'll just be like, you'll just hear the mail driver come by, and then step out, and it's a big box, and it's just full of rubber duckies of different assortments. Matter of fact, I'm fucking going on Amazon right now and looking them up. All right.
Imagine doing the hillbillies and rubber duckies at the same time. That would be terrifying.
All right. It's in order. I found a bunch of different assortments. Yeah. You can even buy them on Walmart. I can't wait.
Anyways, you can see here that Amazon is the reason they're trying to. They say they're doing it because of the expansion of Prime perks, along with higher wage costs and transportation costs. And you can see that they're saying that, as with the last time around, you could likely blame Amazon's even ever more ambitious Prime Video plans for some of the increase. And this is because you can see here the upcoming Lord of the Rings series is expected to cost $465 million for the first season, and they're trying to acquire the MGM who owns James Bond.
I see.
Think of it this way. That means in the future, if they ever want to do, James 007, the 64 game.
No, we would have to buy it on Amazon. Oh.
It's actually more complicated than that, because you'd have to have Microsoft, who owns Rare, Nintendo, who originally had the game rights to it, and you'd have to talk to Amazon.
I don't know about that. Oh, that's bad. That is terrible.
Yeah,
I don't like
trying
that.
to get MGM, Nintendo, and Microsoft to talk about GoldenEye.
Yeah, and then talk about this 50-pack of rubber duckies that I need to ship to your address right now. Unit count, 50 count. Squeak. When you squeeze the rubber duckies, they will make a lovely sound like BBB. Perfect for Jello baby shower favors. Funny, with each weight only about 6.8 grams, bat ducks can float upright. Make baby enjoy shower time. Adorable, super cute characters. Bright yellow for visual stimulation. Kids never stop playing with them. High quality. Thankfully, it won't be toxic, so you can't choke on them. Oh my god, they have glow-in-the-dark ones? So you're saying?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, the article also mentioned that they're not blaming it on financial hardship because, well, Amazon's net profit jumped nearly 57%. So, they're not complaining with people trying to escape Amazon's empire. Anything else you want to add to this price increase before I move on?
Yes, the rubber ducks are about the size of a quarter. So I'm going to buy a few more for you.
Only on Amazon, boys. Okay. Our next topic is that we got some Elon Musk and Tesla news to talk about. And the first thing we're going to talk about here is the fact that Elon Musk has been dealing with a teenager who's been tracking him with a Twitter account.
Yeah.
So pretty much a guy named Jack Sweeney runs a Twitter account that tracks Elon Musk's private jet. And Musk tried to offer the guy $5,000 to shut down the account. But the teenager rejected it because it wasn't enough to replace the satisfaction he gets from running the account.
Oh yeah, this guy. Oh my god! Imagine holding a billionaire's private jet taking off his schedule ransom. Oh god.
And then Musk said in a tweet earlier in the month that social media accounts discussing his whereabouts were becoming a security issue. Sweeney discussed with Musk how his bots were able to track the jet and give technical advice on how the billionaire could just make his jet less trackable. And this is a conversation. How about $5,000 for this account and generally helping make it harder for people to track me? And Sweeney responded, sounds doable. Account and all might help. Any chance to up that to 50,000?
And then he said, "Oh yeah, by the way, you could buy me a Model 3 and some college funding, man." Oh god.
And then Sweeney cited college funding and told the billionaire the money could go towards buying a Tesla Model 3. He says, I've done a lot of work on this, and 5K is not enough. He added that $5,000 not enough to replace the fun I have in this working on it. In the message that Insider review, Musk said he would think about Sweeney's counteroffer, then later said it doesn't feel right to pay to shut this down.
Huh. This guy, he knows how to swindle. I swear. He's like, nah, up at the 50K. Oh, God.
And then, as it says here, Sweeney told Insider that Musk appeared to have implemented some of his technical advice using a blocking system that changes his jet's identifier and makes it harder to track. And Sweeney just said, I just have to work around it.
You know, it's just, it's fucking hilarious. That's all I can say. Like, I mean, I know it's like this guy is like a bit afraid of like, I know Elon is a bit afraid of like security, I guess, and people tracking him and using that as like actual, like, you know, an actual thing, but, you know, actual problem. But you gotta hand it to this kid. He's really like, he's doing his best to like squeeze as much out of this you know, apparent security flaw, I guess.
Right. And it says at the end of the article here, it says, while at college, Sweeney has a part-time job working for a company called UberJets, where he builds a platform to help track chartered flights so the company can find clients cheaper seats. He added that his work on the Elon Musk's jet account is on his GitHub, meaning he can show it to his employers.
Oh. Wow. You know, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Holy shit, that's fucking, it's just like this fucking, it's just a random, what is he, 19 years old? Is that what the article said? Yeah, 19 years old. And he is literally trying to, he knows that this rich dude is, you know, one of the richest people in the world, of course, and he's holding information ransom almost. I just love this. It's like a villain. It's like a villain plot, but it's so innocent too, because it's just public information that Elon Musk doesn't want people to just have instantly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is there anything else you want to add to this whole conversation before we move on?
No, it's just like, I can't tell you how fascinated I am in a sense.
Yeah.
Just because of that, you know,
like
the whole
fact
idea
that he's
of
able to use like the public tracking information to be able to pinpoint using bots to get to his account is pretty impressive work. It could also lead to some privacy concerns too. Like, I think the work overall is quite impressive, to say the least. And
it's like seeing like a hacker on a movie who knows every damn thing, you know, can track your every location sort of stuff, but it's like real almost. And I mean, I know he's a public figure, Elon Musk, so it's a little bit more easier than just some private citizen, but you get what I mean. It's just like, I could pinpoint somebody like that, and it's just their flights to wherever he goes every time.
right, of course.
Anyway.
Yeah. Another issue we have to talk about relating to Tesla is the fact that there has been more than 817 cars that were called over faulty seatbelt chimes.
Oh.
So prove the issue, according to Associated Port, says that they issued a recall for 817,143 cars over a flaw in seatbelt chime functionality. All Model 3 and Model Y cars, as well as 2021 newer Model S and Model X cars, have a software error that prevents the chime from sounding on startup if the chime was interrupted and the seatbelt wasn't fastened. And this problem could be occurred just by closing the door just as leaving the vehicle.
Okay.
And they say that the automaker plans to fix the seatbelt chime bug by releasing an over-the-air update sometime in early February. And while there are no reports of injuries and the visual seatbelt alert still appears properly, South Korean testers first discovered the problem on January 6th, and Tesla decided a recall was necessary on January 25th following an investigation.
So this is the little chime that plays when you don't have your seatbelt fastened and the car is on, right?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I know it's like isn't it like a legal thing? Unless it's New Hampshire or something.
I have no idea.
I only assume because like it's a legal thing because it had to be a recall, but I mean, it's just a little bum 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 that plays whenever your seatbelt isn't fastened. You know. I mean, hey, it's a thing, I guess. The poor people who had to drive back to like a Tesla dealer or something just to get it fixed or something.
Yeah. It also notes that there's a lot of other issues going on with Tesla. For instance, just a few days after a recall for a full self-driving bug, it just came after a few days of a recall for a full self-driving bug. And while the NHTSA is currently investigating a string of incidents where cars using autopilot crash into emergency vehicles, a driver is currently facing felony charges for an autopilot-related crash as well. That on top of recalls for physical problems like camera, trunk, and suspension defects, which I believe we talked about something similar with that, with the at least maybe the trunk, but I know we talked about that with the key fob.
Yeah, that key fob situation, quite a funny little thing. You're locked out of your vehicle. Good job. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So therefore, it's like overall, it seems like a lot of things with these recent Tesla vehicles have just been kind of mired in minor controversies.
Yeah, I mean, early adopters sort of fees are pretty much like, you know, at this point it's like beta testing, I guess, you know. Unfortunately, some people are becoming felons because the autopilot crash. And, you know, crashing into emergency vehicles that are supposed to save people's lives. That's a little bit more serious than falling through the map in a video game or something.
Yeah,
Or
like
your key
go
fob not working.
just playing Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy edition and falling in the bottom of a map just by
Existing, yes. Or just wandering down through the park and all of a sudden ice shards come falling from the sky, but they're actually rain.
yeah.
They're actually raindrops.
That game was filled with way too many freaking bugs for it's all good. I swear to God.
Why did you hand it off to some random studio that you rebranded as Grove Street Games that have no respect for the actual art? Oh my God. Or maybe they were just really rushed. I don't know. It's kind of stupid, though.
Right.
I know it was the... if they could have just did it like an update, like a major update that just made it so you could play it at 60 FPS without any issues and not just touch the graphics at all and just allowed it to be able to play at any frame rate even, you know. Like, give it a small facelift that allows it to be played on modern hardware easily, you know.
Right. Or just add rubber duckies and everything will be all better.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna leave, but not before we mention, you know.
Right. Anyways, we have to say rest in peace to a fellow comrade.
Yes. Uh, my exposure to this person, yes, is all thanks to his parody channel. But GilvaSunner or Silva Gunner.
So, pretty.
Sorry.
Go on. You were.
Silva Gunner has ran into 1,300 copyright blocks from Nintendo, and it received another 2,200 blocks on the 1st of February of this year, and there's many more to follow. And he is deleting GilvaSunner on YouTube. But as far as right now, February 8th, 9th is 12 o'clock right now on Eastern Coast. So 12th and 9th, as far as I know, let me look him up right now before something breaking news happens and we're just like, oh yeah, but by the way, he's... Yeah, okay. So as far as we know, yeah, Silva Gunner is still a thing. Oh shit. Oh my god, that athletic theme. So his parody channel is still up, but GilvaSunner is gone. This was like a high quality rip channel, and Silva Gunner was a parody channel of that. Including many memes from one of my favorite Twitch streamers. No names mentioned, but Granddad! Anyway, so I hope that there are better horizons out there for this person. I hope that there's more to it than just uploading music and then bye-bye, you know. Like, oh, there's more to it. That's my exposure to Gilva, and I don't know where else to, you know, what else to say or where else to stand about it.
Right.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, I guess, that channel.
Right. Now, if only Nintendo would actually upload like 90% of their soundtracks to iTunes and Spotify and YouTube Music and everywhere else, that'd be great. But unfortunately, they don't do that for most of their stuff. So it relies on people that are willing to do it themselves, but Nintendo is still like, nope. And it's truly a shame about that. Like, I wish most of the Nintendo soundtrack could just be available on like Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, just for the sake of you can have an easy way to listen to them and not risk getting yourself copyright just because you wanted to listen to music. Do you have anything else to say about this, Alpaca?
So hopefully my internet dying didn't postpone anything.
Anyways, but as I was saying, now if Nintendo didn't just, you know, just uploaded all the... hang on, I'm gonna redo that again. Now, if Nintendo would just upload all their soundtracks to like Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube Music, or whatever, then people won't be inclined to upload all these songs on like YouTube, and then yeah, you should just freaking just copyright strikes all these channels down.
Oh yeah, but the Pokemon company has no problem uploading the original Diamond and Pearl soundtrack. The entire
But
audio
that's a
library.
slow and steady process, because where's the Sun and Moon soundtrack? Where's the Sword and Shield soundtrack?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, it's. I don't know. It's just. This frustrates me because even though I don't know the person really well or have an attachment as much as the person who introduced me to them, just it's this can't be easy, you know. That's all I'm saying, you know.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, so all I can just say is, yeah, if Nintendo, just upload your soundtracks, like, literally as much of your soundtracks as you can to all these different music streaming sites, or just make them available for people, and then you don't have to risk people like GilvaSunner uploading your entire soundtracks on YouTube, so you don't have to copyright strike them down to death.
But, well, I just hope that they're not that old-fashioned that they're like, well, why don't you just go back to your NES and, like, listen to it? Why don't you go back to your SNES and listen to it through the console chiptune, you know?
Or just be like, go to like one of the more recent Smash games that had like over 1,000 freaking songs on them. Like, why'd you just go to freaking Smash Brothers and just use their Switch as an MP3 player?
Yeah, why not, you know? Obviously, you know, it fits in your pocket, right? Can't be more different than having a Walkman in the back of your pocket, you know?
Yeah, the Switch is literally like just barely big enough to fit in some pockets. But that and a headphone jack will not work.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Especially more feminine pants. The pockets are so shallow or non-existent, and they're just fake pockets.
Yeah, they force you to use purses, which I feel bad for them.
Yeah, certainly. Such a fucking iron grip.
Freaking fashion industry, man. What, making women suffer with poor small pockets.
Yeah, and the pink tax, which I don't know if it actually exists, but anyways, sorry.
Make all the clothing gender neutral and solve all world problems.
Yeah.
Finally, we could be the Celtic men that wear like giant skirts in battle. Fucking rubber ducky. Are you not familiar with like the Celtic garnishment that they have, like when they wear like, actually wear like skirts and stuff?
Familiar. I'm also not on. I don't know. Yes, that's my response.
Or we could just have like World of Warcraft paladin robes and actually make them acceptable to society.
We need tunics in fashion again.
Absolutely, dude. I would freaking rock a tunic if that was a fashion.
Yeah.
Be like the Romans.
Be better than dressing up like an emo, like Slender Man.
What if you could just cross different fashion trends? Like you could have the long banged ghetto like a emo person, but then you have like a freaking togo.
Yeah. Or, you know, I'll be anime waifus. Sorry. Anyways.
There's so much fashion crossover that could happen.
So much. I could wear this microphone stand.
Did you just have sex with your microphone?
The fuck you say to me?
The way you used it, like...
I could finally be accepted into the baby metal clan. This is a dream come true.
I swear, you
Anyway.
probably want to save that as a third preset.
No.
Just have some rubber duckies. The rubber ducky episode. Finally, rubber duckies and review Tech USA
Yes.
can be in the same episode.
Oh, yeah, certainly. That would be the most astounding.
Could you pull that off?
What if?
What if we made rubber duckies completely hypnotic and seizure inducing? Or what if
Kill me! Just kidding.
or alpaca coin? Just buy that, everybody. Screw the NFT stuff. Alpaca coin the future.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
I
it's all-
wonder what.
It's all
wonder what-
Ethereum blockchain. It's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely fine. It's definitely not gonna cause a radioactive decay.
So what do we have here? Sonic Paca?
Okay, and that is where I say remove. Yes. And we never talked about this again. Except for Satanic Duck. Yeah.
All right. Oh, we have so much fun with rubber duckies tonight. All right. As per usual, we try to feature comments of the day, and unfortunately for this episode, we have none. As per usual, these days, because we don't have a lot of our audience likes to be silent.
Yeah,
That's
but
okay.
it's alright.
Yeah, it's alright to be silent. No worries. Just, if any of you
Some
just
people-
feel like coming out of the cave, that's always fine too.
Yeah.
But we just like to have a segment where we can comment and chat with the viewers. So if any of you guys want to come out of your cave, that'd be awesome. But it's okay if you want to be quiet too. We understand.
Yeah.
And until then, I'm HighJoyWave99.
And I want to suplex Bobby Kotick down a staircase.